What do you think's going to happen this week? I mean, with the whole Russia thing.
The Russia thing is just a big nothing burger.
Really?
Also interesting is, remember, it's illegal to possess these stolen documents. It's different for the media. So everything you learn about this, you're learning from us.
He could have undermined the messaging so much that he can actually control exactly what people think, and that is our job.
Yeah. At this moment in history, as we're looking at efforts across the country to prevent people from being able to exercise their fundamental rights,
Jobs of the past are just not going to come back. And when somebody says that he's going to bring all these jobs back, well, how exactly are you going to do that? What are you going to do? I'm going to negotiate a better deal. Well, what magic wand do you have? How exactly?
We're back. Welcome back to Sanctimonious American Men. Today is Saturday, January 6th. 2023. It's the 30-year anniversary of the guided tour through the Capitol. Insurrection. January 6th.
Like when they say Sunday. January 6th. January 6th.
Should all acquaintance be forgot?
3 years.
Never brought to mind. Right. It's for 3 years, yeah. Since the old insurrection.
No guns.
Gunless insurrection. Guided tour. Can I please go in this room, officer?
People they're still going nuts about it on CNN.
Of course they are. They're going to go nuts about that forever. For as long as it's politically...
Insurrection!
Has some political... As long as there's people still listening.
There's people like our old dear friends that are lost their damn minds.
I want to give a shout out to our buddy Chris Bernard, who's having a birthday. Happy birthday, Chris.
His birthday's on January 6th.
No, it's either... I always fuck it up. It's either the day before or day after. So I'm either a day late or a day early.
I hope he gets a kick out of that.
I think I'm a day early. Anyway, I'll stop by tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Chris.
If you're around, I'll give you a ring.
We'd like to apologize to our number one fan, Randy, because I didn't call him back the last few days. He gave me a phone call, and I was busy. Wrestling tournaments.
Yeah, this kid's fucking up my life. This wrestling.
This wrestling nephew of mine's fucking his life up.
I hope you do well, Santiago.
He did okay. He did pretty good. He would have liked to have done better. He didn't win the tournament, but he's still a young man. Ninth grade and trying to
shit.
Yeah, trying to win stuff. That's it's a little beyond him right now.
All right,
he'll get there.
The only happened to me in ninth grade was like there was other kids on the team my age now.
Right. It was like, oh, I got somebody trying to beat up.
They were always older kids. I was always pushed up.
Right. Yeah.
That's Sargaty's, though. If you can walk, you're athletic. Every once in a while, a real athlete comes through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, it's a baseball town.
It is pretty much.
You know, always been, always will be. I suspect. Fucking Cantine Field. The Stallions.
The old Stallions.
Saugerty Stallions.
Like fucking 7 times minor league Mets team.
And they got like the ball games in the summer. Everybody likes now. They go to them.
I haven't been to one yet. I've been meaning to go.
Yeah,
honestly,
I haven't been to one either, but I imagine it's fun.
Yeah, I was talking about going to Ruben. Ruben, if you happen to be listening to this, I'll go with you. Or Steve. Old man Joan or Ruben Lindo, I'll go with you.
I keep forgetting to tell our old buddy Craig to watch. He said he might want to watch.
Craigers. Watch.
I have to send him a text or something.
What else is going on in the news? Anything?
Let's see. I don't know. Just
January 6th.
January 6th.
I saw a woman going
racist.
I saw a woman. She went on TikTok and she made a video about she got a McChicken sandwich. Not a bad choice. And she starts going on about the wrapper. And I'm like looking at the wrapper going, what is she going on about? You see it? You see it? And it's just a white wrapper, a blue McDonald's thing, and a couple stripes. You see it? You see it? And I'm like, what the fuck is she going on? So she actually goes in. Now she just has the wrapper. She ate the sandwich, right? And she goes in, and this kid had to be like 16 years old at the fucking counter. What's the meaning of this? That's a McChicken wrap.
Wrapper.
Wrapper.
Standard.
Yeah. What's the meaning of it? I don't know what you mean. I know you do. Like he's in on it somehow. And I'm still wondering, what the fuck is this woman going on about?
Okay.
So it turns out that the wrapper had 2 blue stripes across it. And she thought it was in support of Israel. And that the kid was in on it, right?
Oh, my God.
And I'm just like, holy shit. Really?
2 blue racing stripes. Like, you know, could have meant like, oh, maybe they're supporting the police, heaven forbid. You know, the blue line.
They weren't even the same size. I'm like, what the fuck is this woman going on about? And then I was like, wait till she finds about the flag of the Jewish Thomas Oblast. I'm sure she's going to throw her pride flag right now.
Oh, my God.
Fucking nuts. What else we got?
Rainbow bullies.
Rainbow bullies. They're out there. They're everywhere.
That's for all y'all the new term you can call anybody. Oh, you're a rainbow bully. That's I saw somebody use it, and I was just like, oh, that's hilarious. I think it was some girl, and she was saying about how it's like if your life revolves around getting validation from someone else to call you something, that's pretty fucking sorry.
I saw this one of a teacher the other day, and she's talking about, and the kids, they get it. You know, they're impressionable. They get it. And I'm thinking, you need validation from children about your sexuality.
Right, exactly.
What the fuck is going on? First of all, children aren't supposed to know about that shit.
No, I mean,
for as long as possible, right?
Yeah. I mean,
keep them as innocent as long as possible.
That was the standard, I guess, for a while in society.
A couple thousand years.
Now it's just like, no, let them play with the friggin' books with the penises and the Jello pudding pops.
Get the fuck out of here. Fucking goddamn PDF files everywhere.
PDF files.
We can't say the other word.
Do. PDF files, like PDF X-Files.
Yeah. The PDF file.
And what was the other one that this Englishman, I don't know who he was, but he had a great analogy, or not even, just a way to reframe the whole pronoun thing. And he's like, it's not actually language, it's a test. And it's a test to see if you'll let another person control your reality.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if you're a good puppet and easily brainwashable, you say, okay, yeah, I'll believe anything you want.
Right. I agree with her.
She's the smartest person I
the
know.
Smartest person. I agree, though. Yeah. That's absolutely true. Because next thing's like...
It's a test. It really is.
Next is green, is blue, right?
Exactly. Piss is water.
Piss is water. Exactly.
I don't know where that came from.
Under your head.
Out of this female brain. This irrational female brain.
I heard some woman making an argument about trans people, and she was going on about, they think exactly like straight men, the trans women. They drink exactly. And I'm like, is this a point? They're men. What the fuck just happened?
Well, most of them are lesbians, so that makes them, they're just basically men pretending to be girls, so they're straight white men.
I don't know what the hell she was going on about, but she was arguing with Ben Shapiro, and it just, at the end of it, I was just like, did she even make a point?
Yeah, what was she doing? What was she doing?
Here's something I got to yell at conservatives about. I see some conservatives getting upset because Florida decided not to hold the Democratic primary.
Okay.
That's not a real thing. Primaries aren't real. There's no law saying your party has to have a primary.
Uh-huh.
The Communist Party in America never holds a primary, just so we're clear. Right?
It's true. I did see that.
And people get upset about it.
Because of JFK Jr., RFK Jr.?
Because there's contenders that want to run for it. But if you remember, who did Donald Trump beat in the primary 2020? Nobody. It's because that's just normal. That's just So if you're a conservative,
if you're an incumbent, you usually don't have a primary.
Yeah. If you're a sitting president, you don't get a primary. You just get the nomination. So conservatives, don't get upset about that one. That's just normal. I've seen that a couple times now. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
I mean,
why do I associate with these
I got a
people?
little upset with it too when they're just totally like burying RFK.
RFK, they are.
I mean, it's so blatant. It's like he has lots of people who want to support him, and they were supporting him, and then they just like blacklisted him on all major news networks.
Yeah, they did.
So
That's
it's like
not right.
he can't get any eyeballs. He's
None.
being just shut down by corporate fucking pay to play.
Yeah, that's happening.
And Biden, and his administration, they don't give two fucks about fucking democracy.
No.
They say every day, they're saying,
Democracy.
I believe January 6th was the worst day in our democracy.
Democracy.
January 6th was,
We got to take this person off the ballot to save democracy.
I just want to sniff America's hair. Make jokes about him.
Yeah, fuck him. What else we got going on? A stabbing in southern France of a 16-year-old boy.
Another transgender shooter.
We saw that. Let me finish my France one. Then we'll get to that one.
It's like, don't go too fast now.
So there was a stabbing in southern France where a young man was killed by migrant workers.
The fuck are you laughing about, dude?
Because they're the whole controversy is why did they do it? I don't know. Maybe that part about they're screaming kill all white people. Maybe that was it.
Kill Whitey.
They were screaming it.
They were?
Yes.
Yeah, they'll just
At least as far as I could tell, but my French is stress now. So, but it's to me, that's what I heard, right?
Kill Whitey.
And that's what they were reporting that they were saying. So I'm assuming that the translation was correct. I definitely heard blanc in there. Blanc.
Well, yeah, it's let's hide the news when it comes to things that don't fit the narrative again. Let's play this fucking whack-a-mole.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Mm-hmm.
And now we'll get on to the Iowa trans shooter.
Where, it'd be everywhere in the news if it was just a straight white guy that might have been a little nuts and said might have even been a little racist.
Might have been.
He'd be everywhere.
Be everywhere. Now, I love this story because my family was texting about this story while it was happening. I had no clue what was going on.
Oh, man.
And they were really upset about it.
Right.
They wanted justice and everything else.
They wanted to be a white terrorist.
And then I decided, maybe I should look into this. And I looked into it. The first thing I came across is that he was a trans person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I put a link to that. And that was the end of the conversation. They didn't want to talk about it no more.
Oh, yeah, the thread died with
Thread
that.
died instantly.
Barney, you're not supposed to treat them with friggin' facts.
They were going on about what's wrong for society. Why is this happening? Yada, yada, yada. Bullshit, white supremacy, all this other shit. And I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? I got to look into this. Thinking that there's like a revolution going on, right?
Right. And then you hit them with a couple Smollett facts, Jesse Smollett facts, and they're
God.
like, whoa. You mean we're being fucking the ones lied to? Well, we better stop talking.
Yeah.
We can't talk about
they
this.
stopped. That
It's
conversation
cognitive
stopped.
dissonance ends the conversation right there. Boom, done.
That was like at New Year's, right? So my uncle comes out. I don't know if this country's going to make it through. Democracy's not going to survive. I'm like, I agree. And then he's like, if Trump gets back in office, I'm like, I'm disagreeing strongly. I'm like, you're claiming about saving democracy while you have a one woman in Maine deciding that he shouldn't be on the ballot unilaterally by herself.
Yeah.
Just-
And what they say?
That was the end. That was-
January 6th.
I actually had to leave. I had to be quiet. I was being told to be quiet, and that was it. They were so tolerant and so worried about democracy that they couldn't stand anybody's opinion that disagreed with them. I couldn't even been wrong, but I mean, if you're going to be in democracy, then you have to understand that there's going to be disagreeing opinions with you.
Right, right.
And they weren't into that. So fucking, that was the end of the New Year's Day dinner. That was the end of the New Year's Day dinner.
You fucking, I knew it was that kind of party.
I think they got the gist of it. I'd hope so, but
It's tough, man. It's tough. You want to be able to believe that your loved ones haven't been completely like
brainwashed.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's all you can put it as. I mean, maybe we all been brainwashed to a bit, but at least I can say my stances have been the same since this time of 20 years ago.
The ones that worked.
Yeah, the freedom of speech it's still there.
Still there.
It's still there. You should be able to vote for somebody. That's still there.
Yeah.
We should have like ID maybe when you vote.
I'm not a big one on that, but a lot of conservatives are.
Well, I mean, you need ID when you buy beer and cigarettes. What do you think that's more sacred than fucking your ballot?
No, but one of them's in the Constitution, one of them's not.
What is?
Voting. Voting's in the Constitution. But see, here's the thing. It's a Band-Aid to cover up a gaping wound, because the problem is that the Board of Elections doesn't work, immigration doesn't work, Homeland Security doesn't work.
None
all
of it
these
works.
all these other agencies that are supposed to make sure that the elections are secure aren't working. So what do? What are you left with? Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, how are you supposed to let just foreign nationals flood into your country and then give them the right to vote?
You can't do that either, but
that's what's happening.
That's what's happening. Meanwhile, Hochul keeps bitching about the migrant crisis, and then she gets called out for calling it a crisis.
Oh, she did this week?
Yeah.
Jeez. I know Adams is fucking, he got his little FBI visit. I wonder if she'll get one now.
Maybe. Adams is still going on. I got to give him credit about that.
Yeah, I'm a little, I'm impressed.
He's working at the numbers ahead of time. He's like, where's this money coming from?
Yeah.
Is this federal government going to give us this? No.
That's got to be his end game. He's got to be like, well, I'm going to put enough pressure on these motherfuckers that they are going to give me the money. Otherwise, I'm going to make them look like shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's the mayor of the world's biggest city. Not the world, the nation's biggest city.
Nation's biggest city.
Second biggest city in North America.
Mexico City, biggest?
Yeah. Fucking Mexicans. Your big city.
You guys in your big city.
What else we got going
Bunch
on
of
this week?
big shots. I don't know. I haven't been paying too much attention to the news. I mean, maybe I have. Let me think. I've been paying attention to a lot of entertainment news because I'm just so over, how the world looks right now.
Whoopi says that she is not on the second list, and that's totally fake.
Oh, yeah, we got the Epstein list.
Yeah, that was disappointing, huh? I wasn't on there. I thought I'd be living the good life, That's like the new standard of you made it or not. You're in the Epstein list?
I saw a Cat Williams interview that was fucking pretty epic on Shay Shay, which is Shannon Sharp's podcast, and he's like, oh yeah, we can't make another next Friday or Friday because now Chris Tucker is now the Epstein Island fucking.
Yes, he is.
Smokey. The old Smokey.
Right.
And I was like, ooh.
I saw that interview going around, but I didn't click on it.
It was pretty good. It was really good. He called out a lot of people. He made a lot of sense too. He was like, Kevin Hart's a goddamn Hollywood plant.
Oh, he's been saying that.
Yeah, and I didn't ever really think of it until he went through the story, and I was like, yeah, that is kind of weird. That little motherfucker just came out of nowhere and took over.
He was funny,
but there was no reason for his success.
Sure.
It was like he did something to jump a lot of people.
He did.
He was anointed to do it.
Well, now he is. Right now, he's totally anointed. He's in everything all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He's just one of those people.
Yeah. But,
The Rock is another one. They star together a lot. Right.
Yeah. They're both funny, I imagine. Yeah, and probably not as funny as Cat Williams, though.
Yeah, I was disappointed I wasn't on the Epstein list.
Well,
I would have been above the
You
law.
probably should have maybe got in the back seat of Hillary's fucking car when she was driving down the road there.
Yeah, I should have. I missed that opportunity. But yeah, that would have been I would have had a license to kill or do anything if I was on that list.
Yeah.
That's the new American elite list. If you ain't on it, you're out.
Oh, that's the cool club list now?
You can get away with anything.
Well, how come Jimmy Kimmel don't want to be on it?
Because he's a PDF file.
It's a PDF file. Where did you hear the PDF file?
Why? It makes sense. Because you can't say the other word on YouTube.
Yeah, but where did you hear it?
I don't know.
Somebody out there in the sauce?
This came around when people first started getting banned.
The PDF file. I love it.
That's what people started to say. PDF files.
Oh, man. Great terminology. Great usage.
Yeah. I did see on the news that Trump was mentioned on the...
No, you say, no, not Trump.
Yeah. So I actually was intrigued by this.
I can see my breath.
So I'm like, let me look into this. Everyone's reporting him. Maybe he's on there. How the fuck do I know? He's on there. He's on there as not getting massaged, not being to Epstein's place in New Mexico, not being to Epstein's place in Virgin Islands, not being to Epstein's place in New York. He's mentioned for not participating at all.
Not being anywhere around and not getting massages. But every fucking, the lead is it's Trump's picture with the Epstein files.
It is. And they're flipping out that he's mentioned. And I'm like, holy shit.
But they don't show like it totally out of context.
Totally out of context.
Yeah.
Bill went there 26 times. I guess that's fine.
And he likes them young.
He likes him young, real young.
Quotes. And he likes them young.
Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein said that.
Jeez.
Here's something. Is Jeffrey Epstein alive?
Jack hit me with some type of little knowledge, but it was because I was at the wrestling tournament, so I haven't seen shit in the last day and a half, 2 days.
All right. So here's
But
what came out.
he was saying something like this.
So Tucker Carlson, something came out about Epstein's brother. Allegedly, he said in 2016, if you guys knew what I knew about these two, this election would never happen. Talking about Clinton and Trump.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then Tucker got a hold of him, Stephen Epstein. He didn't want his voice shown or his face shown. So
Right. He was blacked out, mosaiced out.
yeah.
Altered voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Epstein Island.
And basically his brother was like, they killed him. I mean, they didn't kill him. They he was either killed or taken away. He said,
Right. Faked that. They
Faked
faked
that.
it.
They faked his death.
Right. Now Megyn Kelly, right?
Megyn Kelly. This is what
She's reporting that we're going to be hearing from Epstein this year. She's got it from a very good source. I don't know whether to believe her or not. I don't know much about Megyn Kelly, to be honest.
when Jack told me that, I was like, well, maybe it's through tapes, because she had said you'll probably hear it from himself or something
Right.
like that. You'll hear something from him, and it's like, well, that leaves open that it could be a pre-recorded message.
Who's this?
Yours.
Oh, it is.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Taking it with me. It's a nice dice pouch right there. Holiday dice pouch.
So, yeah, who knows what we're gonna hear over the next year? I don't know, but it's the list is long, and it's not, the one thing I do see that it's doing is bringing up the fact that there's where's all the evidence gone? Where's the tapes? Where's the
tapes?
fucking black book?
Right.
Where's the fucking? How can you have somebody arrested and in jail if there's no victims?
Right. The one chick who was a victim, she testified in court that she accidentally went into the security room in New York. All right.
Okay, yeah.
And she said that there was two guys in there looking at screens, and she saw on the screens toilet bowl, bed, toilet bowl, bed. So they were recording all their most private moments.
Uh-huh.
So he's got to have those tapes somewhere still, right?
You're right.
Because why else are you taking them unless you're gonna keep them, right? Another thing is he had Bill Clinton painted in a blue dress.
Yeah, and he also had
Bush,
George Bush with
the
the air knocking down the trade towers.
Yeah.
And also, supposedly, I mean, I'd have to look back into this, but the Bill Barr connection, like his dad, Bill Barr's
Yes.
dad,
Got
sold him that New York fucking
Yes.
place.
I heard that he got him his job at Harvard, but maybe that's it.
No, he did get him the job as well, I believe.
So there's some kind of weird connection there
Mhm.
between Bill Barr's dad and Jeffrey Epstein.
Exactly. And supposedly the Mossad and fucking all
yeah.
kinds of shit.
Absolutely. Making fucking chicken burgers.
Speaking of, what's going on over there in the Middle East?
I don't really know.
They're really doing a good job at not letting anybody know what's going on over
I
there.
don't really know.
It's like there's no. I mean, I haven't been following. What's his name there? Fucking shit. Rebel News. Ari.
Redacted?
Well, no.
Rebel News.
He's that. The fuck's his name? He's from Australia. Rebel News. I think that's Rebel News. Ari Yemen or Arvi or fucking Yemen. I don't know what his name. I forget.
The
his name.
Jewish guy from Australia.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's like I haven't seen him lately, but I did.
He's on BitChute. I think he's been banned for being a Nazi every
Jewish Nazi.
Another
Yeah.
Jewish Nazi, you know how that is.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Unbelievable, these people.
Well, that's like sitting around like the family dinner table. It's like, if you say the wrong things, well, you're just a Nazi and you don't believe in democracy.
Right. So if I say that somebody took Trump off the ballot by themselves, I'm a Nazi and don't believe in democracy. That's what happened. And I knew it was going to happen, so I just volunteered to leave after their shushed me. Okay, I'm going.
Yeah.
I won't be going to the next one, though.
Right.
Fuck them. I'll have it at my house. I'll still talk to them and do all the things. You know.
Yeah, but it's like...
As far as family dinners go, you can count me out until you guys get your fucking heads on straight.
So
Even if I'm wrong, I should be allowed to talk.
Exactly. It's not like you're saying anything vulgar.
No.
You're not there being like,
I didn't lie.
you got a 12-foot friggin' thing down his legs, and, you know, there's a girl over there bare-ass naked, and then they get close together, and they start. I was like, no, you can't say that at the dinner table. Oh.
I could have said, Donald Trump killed my mother to my mother, and they would have been like, yeah, sure.
He
yeah.
did. He did.
Oh, my
Well,
God.
that's the type of person he is.
Exactly. I'm so fucking over it. And this is the problem. He's just kind of meh. He's not that. He's not that great. He's not a bad guy as far as politicians go, right?
Well, he's obviously not a real politician.
Something's going on that they don't. It's their reaction that really turned me off to the fucking whole thing, right? Like when we go low, when he goes low, we go high. Except you never did that. You just fucking never did that.
Except we got real low. We're taking him off the ballot.
Yeah, we got real low. I mean, it started years ago. That's,
Big Mike says that they're going to friggin' take him off the ballot. They're taking him off the ballot.
I remember when he took a phone call. This is what turned me. He took a phone call from Taiwan, and they flipped the fuck out on the news. Fast forward 5 years, Nancy's just showing up. Oh, this is great.
Well, it's almost as bad as the Ukraine call.
Oh, yeah, it's just as bad.
Just as they're like, they go in front of it was that piece of crap fucking Shifty, whatever his name is there. Shifty Shift. Going up there and making up wholesale parts of the sentences.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no, he didn't say that. You just made that up.
You just made that up.
You just made that up.
Yeah.
And you're making more up. And you're making more up.
He even used terms in that. He said the term "C," like the 1920s gangsters used to say it.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And I was like, get the fuck out of here. This is bullshit.
And nobody thinks, you know, either they're like our friends, they're too lazy to go and understand that's what happened, or they don't want to.
That's it. They just don't want to. It's just an absolute refusal to.
It's ignorance and also, you know, low information. Yeah, they call them low information voters. And that's really all it is. It's false information voters too.
False information, yeah. You know, and that's why I got upset about the people complaining that Biden's not holding a primary.
Right, because that's more or less bullshit.
That's not a thing.
He doesn't have to. He never. They never do.
No, they never do. Everyone's comment. Oh my God! I doesn't believe in democracy. This is just normal.
Yeah, just the way it's always been.
Just the way it's always been.
Yeah.
I was trying to get him to remove the fucking video that I was watching where this happened.
Well, what I think's funny is this removal of the ballot bullshit, and I guess now the Supreme Court's going to have to weigh in on it. But to me, it's like,
I heard they weighed in Colorado already.
Well, that was the Colorado Supreme Court, not the federal Supreme Court. And Colorado already flipped it back.
They already did.
Yeah.
So Maine's going to be next, right?
Right. But the way I see it is like, what do they think's going to happen? Like where you said, it's just some woman unilaterally doing it with no not even elected to office.
No, she wasn't elected.
And all they're going to do is take Biden off in some hick state. The hicks are going to be like, well, fuck you too. We can do the same damn thing. And it's like, well, there goes your democracy.
Yeah.
There goes.
I mean, we're talking about Alabama. I don't think Alabama's going to do that. I used to think that way about Alabama. Then I realized it's a first world country. They're making doctors and shit down there.
Kentucky?
Yeah, it's first world.
Kentucky?
Yeah, it's first world.
So yeah, that's where you're like, it's the same thing with the banning of Alex Jones. It's like, well, you didn't stand up for it, so now everything's fucked. You're like, You know? Oh, yeah, let's kick him off the ballot. That's a great idea. Oh, no, we can't get on a ballot. It's like,
Fucking
that's
dumb.
how things work, you dumb fucks.
Yeah. This is just retarded.
Especially if, like, imagine if it went through. They're like, oh, yeah, you can do that. And it's like, okay, what do you think's going to happen? It's really just the beginning of the end then.
We'd be moving. It'd be a national divorce. We'd be on the other side of the line somewhere going, help us. Or no.
We want in.
We want in. Knock, knock, Alabama.
Yeah. Fucking New York's gone nuts. They want chips in their brains.
They do.
I know they do. It's because they're so smart.
I don't want no fucking chips in me.
It's so convenient. I don't even need money anymore. And money's dirty. Why would I want to touch money?
You don't have to go to the doctors for checkups because they're monitoring you the whole fucking time. They already know what's wrong with you. Fuck that.
And they'll just kill you because you're so close to death. They don't want to take too much money to save this motherfucker.
It just shorted. I don't know. The chip just shorted.
We are headed towards THX 1138.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like...
I think I just had a Wookiee back there.
Our friends... a what?
I think I just had a Wookiee back there.
Our friends who think it's going to be like Star Trek don't understand. No, it's not going to be like Star Trek. It's going to be TH1138.
Yeah. They say you Blade Runner.
224. No. Did you get your precious photos? That's Blade Runner.
That's Blade Runner.
Yeah.
I watched Die Hard just before Christmas.
You got to.
I
mean, I didn't watch it all the way through, regretfully, but I did turn it on a bunch of times.
I watched 2 even.
Ooh.
Yeah. I like 2 more now than I did back then.
I always like 2. It seems like a shorter movie to me, though, for some reason.
I think it might be, actually.
Yeah. 3's great. I like 3, but I mean, there's like 1 is awesome. There's parts of 2 that I really like. That you're like, oh, this is awesome. But there's some parts where you're like, yeah, it kind of drags. But 3,
I didn't see 3.
I like 3. It's like those first 3 are really good. You know, not
One
so
thing
good
I did
after
take
that.
away from it was
9/11.
well, it's. I mean, there's a little bit of that in there, right? At least in 2, because there's a lot of planes.
Mm-hmm.
But the action scenes are such bullshit, but it's great. Right? It's such bullshit, but it's great.
Where he lights the fire and it goes down the fucking strip.
Yeah,
After they've been fighting for like a half hour driving down the strip.
There's a lot of bullshit scenes that I'm just like, all right, I don't know why I fell for that 20 years ago or whatever.
Blanks, fucking blanks. They're shooting blanks.
That was great.
Yeah, they're marked red and blue, the different style mags. That was a big part of the plot.
Here's something I had. This is what I don't even know why I thought this. I don't even know what a weapon. I had a dream that I had a gun, and I painted the end of it bright fucking orange like that.
So it would look like it was fake.
So it looked like it was fake.
Oh my god!
I don't know why I jumped to that or not.
Oh, that's funny.
And then is that legal? Is that even?
It
Legal?
doesn't sound legal to me. There's got to be some type of law
It's
against
gotta
that.
be, right?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
I kind of know why I thought of it because I saw a picture of a woman with a pink gun.
Yeah.
And they make guns in pink, so I mean, she could have
Right,
got
yeah.
shot, you know. But anyway, that was my fucking thought.
Fucking great thoughts.
I remember thinking, does this even? It can't be legal to do that. Can't fucking be legal.
Just have everybody in America paint the ends of their guns
It's orange, bright orange. What, officer?
What, officer? It's toy.
It's toy. There'd be videos of people getting shot.
Oh man,
Shot him with a toy.
he's just pretending. This is how we're pretending in the South.
Oh God. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable.
Oh God, that reminds me of this stupid joke that I heard at the wrestling match. It was I forgot how we got going, but it was like the one that was like, yeah, here, you know, there's the half Nelson, and you know, the guy runs his arm up and over behind someone's head. He's like, and then you have the full Nelson, and he runs hands up over full Nelson style behind the guy's head, and then there's the Father Nelson, and he starts like grabbing the guy and banging him in the butt.
Oh, gee.
I was like, oh, wrestlers are filthy. It's hilarious. The Father Nelson. Unbelievable, Barney says. You don't like that joke?
I mean, there's a huge problem in the Catholic Church. And I would like to chop off some penises, to get a thing going, get some people, start chopping off some penises.
They chop off his face.
Yeah, whatever, chop something off the fuckers. Because the Vatican ain't gonna do shit, especially not this fucking Vatican.
No, I mean, the last few fucking... It's awfully glamorous up in that bitch. Let's just put it that way.
Up in the Vatican?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, they ain't a couple fucking moves away from RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah, they're rich as fuck.
They got nice shoes.
Nice everything.
Real nice fucking shoes.
Real nice shoes.
What happens when it's a pretty big tell when you got like shit tons of nice shoes.
What, Imelda Marco fucking? Remember her? When they outed her, they found all those shoes. It was all over the news for weeks.
Well, let me think of did you watch Rebel Moon?
No, what is that?
No, it's that Netflix show about it's supposed to be a Star Wars one. Well, the guy that directed Zack Snyder directed Justice League. He was supposed to try and write a movie for Star Wars, and they didn't want it, so he just went to Netflix and made it under a different name.
I saw it.
It sucked
On the list, but I didn't click on it.
It's not bad, but it's like a rip-off, big time of Star Wars.
All right.
And the dialogue's pretty bad in some parts. Visually, great. Zack Snyder, he's great at visuals.
Zack Snyder?
He did 300. This is Sparta.
I don't know him. I keep thinking of
Did you see this?
This is Sparta.
Yeah, he was the director.
All right. Yeah, I don't know him, but I like both those movies.
What about? Well, you don't know, but you probably like a lot of his movies. He also did The Watchmen.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see Watchmen?
No.
With the big.
I heard about it.
Blue guy. Yeah, it was a good movie.
It was another comic book deal, right?
Yeah, kind of ahead of its time.
That's what they say.
Mm.
They said that about the comic too.
Yes, it was.
It was in the adult
It
section.
was a Frank Miller, I believe, Frank Miller comic book.
I just know it was in the adult section of comics.
It was in the porn section of comics.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, I'm not a comic book guy, but I am a gamer guy, and those are usually the same shop.
Yeah.
But I don't go to the other side of the shop very often, so.
How's the gaming going?
It's not going yet, but I've been preparing.
Is there any new woke shit in gaming?
Oh, yeah. I don't pay any attention to that shit.
Going woke, going broke?
That's what happened. Hasbro just laid off fucking 1,000 people or something right before Christmas because
nobody wants to buy their shit.
Nobody wants to buy your shit. I mean, there's no more Mr. Potato Head. It's just Potato Head, right? That was their biggest thing. That was what's got them started.
No more Mrs. Potato Head, and it was like, yeah. Now what are the accessories?
Well, yeah, great, exactly. And that was how they got their break. They were the Hazen brothers, right? They were out of Boston, and they took a risk and they bought Mr. Potato Head. And at first, it was just the eyes and the ears and shit, and they were on pins. They weren't plastic. And you would get your own potato, and you would put it all the buttons.
That's awesome.
And then they started to get complaints from parents like, "Hey, I found this rotten potato behind my couch
with a tie on it."
With a tie on it. So they started making them out of plastic. I know a little bit too much about that.
That's a great fucking invention.
Mr. Potato Head? Yeah, it is. They had different ideas, because they wanted to make. Originally, the guy he didn't want to make it out of plastic, and he just put the pins in it because it wasn't necessarily particularly for potatoes. Potatoes are one of the things you could have used. You could have used an eggplant or
lemon,
sure, squash, anything. Anything you can get a pin in.
When life gives you lemons, make Mr. Lemons.
But yeah.
Mr. Lemonhead.
So they've been going on about nonsense.
Mr. Eggplant Head.
There's all this like inclusivity talk and shit like that. And
DEI.
barbarians are now a problematic word, right?
Barbarians is problematic.
Yeah, I'm not even sure why.
Weird.
I know that people referred to the Barbary as pirates as barbarians.
I'm
but
sure everybody's problematic now. That's like some type of archetypal strongman figure.
Oh yeah, one of the ones I saw was Lusitania.
Yeah, when are they going? They already go after the Vikings?
No, not yet.
Soon.
So Lusitania was a region in the Iberian Peninsula during the Roman Empire who resisted Rome. And apparently there's Lusitanian nationalists. I don't even know if that's the right word. But there's Lusitanian sympathetic people in Portugal and Spain. And they're white supremacists.
White supremacists. Racist. Dun, 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 dun.
Exactly. Like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah.
There's so many times in this last week where I've been like, what the fuck are they talking about? That McDonald's thing? What the fuck are they talking about?
What happened with McDonald's?
I was telling you, the chicken wrapper they're supporting Israel.
Oh, right. That's a... See, my brain's shot. I can't even remember.
What the fuck are they talking about?
21 minutes ago.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they talking about? This is an Israeli rapper.
What the fuck are they talking about? Jeez.
You don't see the problem?
No, I didn't see. And the part that killed me about it is she talked to the kid as if he was in on it. As
you and Ronald been doing this in the back storeroom?
As if he was in part of like...
Him and the clown sitting in the back with the blue magic marker?
Yes. That's exactly what she acted like.
What the hell the hamburger been up to?
I don't know. Fucking hamburger. He's black and white. Actually, he's a white guy, right?
He's playing both sides.
He's kind of got black lips. I don't know. I know it's racist, probably. Well, the burgers, they're brown.
So, what else? We were just on to the gaming and problematic things, and I was thinking of how much shit they've ruined over the past fucking 10 years or 6 years, 7 years. Star Wars, Marvel, I'm sure Wizards of the fucking Coast is fucked.
They're fucked.
D&D's fucking
D&D's
fucked.
By Locust, like I said, Barbarian's problematic all of a sudden. It's in gaming, a lot of people are referring it to as like it's reminiscent of the Satanic Panic, right?
Yes, but different.
But different, right? Now I played D&D during the Satanic Panic, but I was raised Catholic, and I played D&D at the school.
You weren't like in
Dungeons and Dragons still hasn't hit the Vatican's radar yet.
To this day?
To this day, they never said anything about it.
Oh. Well, I was going to say, though, that the places that had Satanic Panic were kind of like urban areas that were like kind of under the control of the influence of heavy media.
Okay.
And now everything's under the control of heavy media. So it's like we're in that Satanic Panic 2.0, but it's a different fucking issue.
Right. So during the Satanic Panic, when Dungeons and Dragons 2.0 came out.
During the first one, though, it was like we were way up here in upstate New York. Nobody gave a fuck. So it was like you could go to the dinner table and it weren't like it was on the news every night.
Right.
Dungeons and Dragons is,
right.
Fucking.
I remember.
In California, though, is a different story.
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
The extent of it for me is my grandfather flipped through some of my books and he said, these are just Celtic and Norse myths. That was it. That was it. That was the end of it. The pastor at my church now played D&D. So, I don't know. But the new thing is, it's very similar because during the Satanic Panic, they took out all the mentions of demons and devils and things like that, right?
Uh-huh.
And the new one, they're taking out any kind of mentions of slavery, even though they're imaginary races, right?
Uh-huh.
And this barbarian thing became problematic. I don't know why. And so they're like convoluting things to like. So one of the things is orcs they're analog to black people.
You
What?
told me about this. Yeah, they're analogous to the blacks. We got to get rid of orcs.
What the fuck did you come up with this?
Yeah, who's making this?
Who's making this?
Who's drawing this analogy?
Exactly.
Weren't me in the whole 40 years I've been playing.
No, I didn't fucking make that. Never occurred to me once, and I still don't see it. Right. Well, when you go back to like a lot of Dungeons and Dragons is based off of J.R. Tolkien's work.
Yeah,
right?
Tolkien. Mm-hmm.
Tolkien made the orcs into the Germans because that's who he fought in World War One.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Not that they were analogous, but they were inspired partially by the Germans in World War One.
Don't matter to them though.
I know, it don't matter. They don't like Tolkien because he think he was racist too.
Yeah, let's get J.K. Rowling out of the friggin'
Oh,
Harry
she's got it,
Potter.
too.
Let's get Tolkien out.
The guy.
Let's get next. They're gonna get fucking.
They got the guy from Technical, right? Or whatever the hell that thing is called. A series of books. He had a big following inside of the fantasy fanship across the world, and he wrote something racist allegedly once, and now they've banned him. The foundations, put out an apology for a dead guy.
Jesus.
This dead guy, sorry, he wrote that. He's been dead for 50 years, but he's sorry.
Who would like to give his deepest regrets
Yes.
for his sincere.
You hear that?
Yeah, it sounds like some knuckleheads outside got a dirt bike. I think it's the neighbors. Neighbors got a new dirt bike. They're all excited to go fucking ripping.
All right, Technical, The World of the Pedal Throne. M.A.R. Barker, written by M.A.R. Barker. That's what it was. He wrote something racist like 70 years ago, so I have to cancel the whole thing.
How about the Dave Chappelle? He went after the trans again.
That was great.
Hilarious.
It was hilarious. I didn't see it coming when he said it.
He started with the Jim Carrey joke.
He's talking about, he gets a phone call from Norm Macdonald, his friend. And Norm is like, hey, I'm working on this movie with Jim Carrey. I know you're a fan. Would you like to come meet him? And Dave Chappelle was upset because he had just lost his dad, and he wasn't sure how he was going to make it through, right? And he was in mourning, and he got excited to go meet Jim Carrey, right? Because he never met Jim Carrey. And if you remember, Jim Carrey was like the comic right before Dave Chappelle. He was like the it comic right before Dave Chappelle, right?
Right.
And so he says, Norm, I would love to meet, Dave. I would love to meet Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
And he's like, all right, well, I'm going to set it up, and, you come on set and you'll meet him. And Dave Chappelle's real excited to meet him. So he goes to the set, and he sees Jim Carrey, and he's like, hey, Jim Carrey. And everyone's like, shh.
No.
Don't call him that.
No.
And he's like, what? They're like, don't call him that. He's in character.
Call him Andy.
So apparently Jim Carrey, was living as Andy Kaufman for...
Yeah, what do they call that type of acting?
I forget.
Yeah, but whatever. He was doing
It's
that.
an immersive type of study acting, right? So he was Jim Carrey nonstop for the entire taping of that fucking movie.
Yeah.
All right. And he's like, so I meet Jim Carrey, and I can tell it's Jim Carrey, but I got to call him Andy the whole time. Everyone's calling him Andy.
I know it's Jim Carrey because I see him. He's right there.
He was right there, right? But he's acting like some dude I don't even know.
So I could call him Andy.
Right? And he's like, I knew he was Jim Carrey the whole time, even though I called him Andy. And then he goes, that's how I feel about trans people.
And that's how I feel about trans people.
I was like, whoa, I did not see that coming. Right?
Hilarious.
It was
and
hilarious.
Great. Perfect.
He goes on about Little Nas X. Did you hear that part?
I saw the whole thing. I mean, I'm not even, I'm not familiar with Little Nas
Me
X.
neither. All I know is he had a shoe with blood in it or something.
Right.
And he's some kind of rapper or something.
Yeah.
And he was like, talking about being in people's dreams and living your dreams and stuff like that. And he's like, we're taught in this country we can live our dream no matter what it is. And he starts giving examples about little Johnny raises his hand. He wants to be a fireman, but then little Johnny gets a girl pregnant and his dream's gone.
Yeah.
Other little kid wants to do something. He gets that to a bad situation, ends up going to jail. Dream's gone. And the teacher calls on
Little Nas X.
Little Nas X, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, I don't want to say because I think everybody would make fun of you. No, just go right ahead. It's fine. I want to be the gayest nigger ever. That was Dave Chappelle saying that, not me. I'm just quoting him.
That's a quote.
That was a quote. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, I don't know enough about Little Nas X to know if that's true or not. But I thought it was funny, right? Because I'm assuming it was true, right? And he talks about being at a party, and he's, all kinds of people are there, and all kinds of celebrities, and he's going on, and he's off in a corner having a good time with his friends, and they're meeting people and yada yada. And all of a sudden, Little Nas X comes up, and Dave Chappelle has no idea who he is. Well, he sees him coming to the building, and everybody's making a big deal about him, right? He's like, as soon as he walks in, I could tell I was in this dude's dream. He wasn't in mine.
It wasn't in my dream. I was in his.
Right?
Hilarious stuff.
And he's like, I have no idea who Little Nas X is, right? And he comes to the party, he goes through the whole party, he comes right up to Dave Chappelle, and he says, Dave Chappelle, I wanted you to be in my video. And Dave's like, what video? You know what video. And walked away. Dave's like, who the fuck was that?
Who the fuck was that? I was living in his dream.
Yeah, he was. Right.
Oh, that's good. No, I don't even know who the fuck that is. Don't care who it is either. I've heard about the sneakers and
The
stuff.
sneakers
Yeah.
is what I heard about.
Everybody's a devil worshiper because they're so edgy.
Yeah.
Real cool.
Cool.
Wow, you're so fucking edgy. Oh, don't be a boomer. Like
Don't be a
Satan.
boomer.
Don't be a boomer. Like Satan. Look at my Satan sneakers. Yeah. Real fucking edgy.
Boomers, they have their faults.
Well, the people our age are being called boomers now.
Yeah, we're not boomers.
I know. But it's just like, it's a catch-all for people that are young that think, oh, well, if you don't get it, you're a boomer.
No, we beat up the boomers. Some of us, at least.
Yeah, we'll beat up all those young kids, too.
We'll beat you up.
We beat you up because we can. We still got more testosterone in our 50-year-old bodies.
They were the peace-loving generation. We were the drive-by shooting gang war fucking generation.
Oh, God.
Big difference.
That's funny, though. I've seen a lot of young wrestlers. They talk about this. Like, and it's like, it's kind of funny, but like, they'll be like, what would you rather do? Would you rather like go up against like 20-year-olds or 20, like 45, 50-year-olds? And they're like, nowadays, I'd rather go against the 20-year-olds because the older dudes,
They got
will
pumped
stomp the
mustache.
fucking hole in their mud hole in their ass. 'Cause
They're-
they know the younger kids are all like, "Ooh, I got my shoes
right.
on and my pajamas and full of my soy."
Right. They are. I mean,
So, like young wrestlers nowadays are like, "Yeah, I'd rather take on people that are, peers
Right.
or not peers. I'd rather take on the peers because they're pussies."
Do you remember the whole dolphins and tuna fish fucking thing?
Yeah. Is that coming back?
It never really went away, right? Like that bad press never went away. And then I found out that tuna fish, out of all the common foods that we eat, you go to the supermarket, you're looking for something to eat, you want testosterone, you get tuna fish. That's what's got the most testosterone.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I just thought it was odd that there was a big campaign.
To get rid of the tuna.
Yeah, to
It's
get
like,
rid of the tuna.
Stop being men.
I remember my mom fed me tuna fish every fucking day for years, and I never said nothing.
Well, that's why you're such a man.
I never said nothing because I don't know. I just didn't. I just figured we were poor, so we ate tuna fish.
Right. Yeah. Was that or peanut butter and jelly?
Yeah. And she was like, "Oh, I just always figured you liked tuna fish." I'm like, I do, but I'm kind of tired of it now. I've been eating it for fucking years, and I'm wondering now, was she feeding me that on purpose? Did she know that it was filled with testosterone? Maybe.
Maybe unconsciously. A lot of people maybe just knew it, or
Could be.
that's why you crave it, or just keep eating it.
Yeah.
Did your mom make it with any celery or anything chopped up in it? Mixed it
Sometimes,
up?
yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Get a little crunch. Yeah, I like that.
I mean, that's all right. I don't eat that many tuna fish sandwiches to this day because of that. Because I had it for years in like grade school and junior high.
It's good stuff.
It is good stuff.
Old peanut butter and jelly. How you doing with those? You been eating those?
I haven't had one in years.
Ooh, they're so good.
I had hot chocolate this week. I haven't had hot chocolate in years.
Just McDonald's.
Dude, it's like burgers, steak, chicken, pork, pork chops, pork loins.
How about milk?
I drink milk, yeah.
Oh, that's good. You got to keep doing that.
It's in a lot of shit that I drink already. I mean, this is half milk.
Right. Yeah, I used to love just straight milk. Not so much anymore, but I should get back into it. Okay, so yeah. Right. I'm trying to think what else I watched this week or saw that was just mind-boggling. Well,
This is what So I'm watching the news, right?
I watched the news, and it was mind-boggling.
And they were talking about the standstill in Ukraine. They're showing the map, and I'm like,
oh, here I got something. Thanks for bringing that up.
I'm like, all right, yeah, Russia's stuck there, okay. Then I was wondering, what regions did Russia claim before this went in, right? Like they were calling it a stalemate, not a standstill. That's it. So I looked up the Russians, the claims that they made in Ukraine before the war began, and I looked back at the map. Well, they got all those zones and a little bit more. Doesn't sound like a standstill to me. Sounds like they accomplished their goals.
Right.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, that's how the media works. We have to change. If we can't change the reality, we'll change the meaning.
That's what happened.
Yeah. We can't change the reality. They're not going to lose, but let's just say they lost.
I was kind of surprised at some of the regions, some of the regions that they claimed. Actually, they claimed 4. One of them they already pretty much had. And then because on the map it's not going to show you Ukrainian states, so I had to look into that individually to figure out exactly where they are, and then compare it to the map they were showing on the news. And I was like, they're fucking got all the places, at least mostly all the places that they wanted. They might not have one, it looks like, but they got a bunch of other shit that they didn't claim, right, that they have. And I'm like, this is not a standstill. The war's in Ukraine. Like, I don't know why that part is missing them.
Did we talk about last week the Down syndrome kids they're putting on the front line?
No, I saw that video though.
Did I put that in the?
I have been on Facebook in a month.
Okay, so I put some stuff on Facebook.
I saw that, but I didn't.
But that video is fucked up, right?
Yeah, that was fucked up. Because the guy's obviously got something wrong with him, right? He's got like Down syndrome or something.
He's got Downs of some sort.
And then they're fucking with him, telling him there's an incoming, and the guy jumps
dives
on the ground
into the mud or whatever.
And they all start laughing at it. It was sad.
Super sad. And it's like, that's who they're putting out there, and they won't give him a gun. They asked him that, and he's like, no, they haven't given me a gun yet. And it's like, so, yeah, that's
it's sad. They're just making fun of a guy who's...
Yeah, they were probably Nazis.
Who knows?
They're probably Nazis.
Who knows? But it was definitely sad to see.
Very sad.
I mean, when this war first kicked off, I was like, all right, well, Russia, if they're really intent on taking it, they're going to take it because they got 3 times as many men. Yeah.
Yeah, soldiers.
3 times as many. So that means, like, either Ukraine has to be really successful and get a kill ratio that's like 3 to 1, or we got to go there and fight because they're going to run out of men.
Well, they're, like we discussed, they're starting to conscript women and young men, and obviously now there's a video of them putting people with Downs, the people that are on the spectrum, they're putting them out in foxholes,
right,
with no weapons,
weapons,
just to draw fire.
Now, to be clear, I couldn't tell what they were saying, but I could tell they were making fun of him, and he dove in the mud.
Yes,
I don't speak Ukrainian or Russian, whatever that was,
but it wasn't. I mean, unless that was some serious propaganda,
that could have been serious Russian propaganda made, but I don't know. You know, all I know is
you have to always ask yourself, is it propaganda?
Right.
Could have been. But that video's out there if you want to go and look it up. Friggin' Ukrainian Down syndrome fucking soldiers.
Yeah, it's sad.
Make your own judgment.
It's sad. It's a sad one. Poor you guy with this Down syndrome out there. Probably scared out of his fucking mind constantly. You know, he was probably had a reason to shake, unlike Van Jones, who was fucking shaking because Donald Trump said something. Shut the fuck up, man.
Van Jones was I was literally shaking.
I can't believe he said that. Now, Van Jones looks like he's got some girth to him. Looks like he's got some muscle, right? He looks kind of athletic.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could take him to a fight. I don't know his specs, but
I don't know his specs.
But he seems like an athletic dude, right? Comparatively to other newscasters, right?
Yeah, comparatively to other newscasters, he looks like he's 6'5", ready to jack somebody up.
And I'm thinking you were shaking, really.
Yeah.
I haven't shaken since I was a little kid out of fear. Like, and I've been scared.
Well, I don't know if it was out of fear for him. It was out of supposedly, I mean, maybe I'm misinterpreting it, but what I thought it was, he was shaking out of, rage.
Oh, rage. Okay, maybe that was it. Maybe I misinterpreted it.
Yeah.
I took it out of fear. I'm like, what?
Because how can you be doing something? If you're shaking out of fear because someone's saying, making fun of Nikki Haley, you're really you're fucked in the head.
That's what I thought.
I was literally shaking out of fear. He was making fun of a woman in front of millions. This is my worst nightmare.
So Vivek is he's banned from the next
that's
primary debate.
Yeah, CNN, of course.
CNN. So it's gonna be Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis. Two people nobody's gonna vote for, right?
No, and Trump finally made his call. He's like, I'll never put Nikki Haley as a VP on my ticket. What do you call her? Little bird brain.
He went through all this shit. He's like, she supported me here. She backed me there. She said she'd never run for president against me.
I'll just say no.
Yeah. And the next thing I know, she's on the ballot.
She's a bird brain.
She is.
No to bird brain Haley.
She is.
Yeah, so CNN's just going to have a little smoke show, I guess, for the the brain dead.
The Democrats will watch that and think it's real.
Yeah.
I think these are real contenders. But Vivek, man, he ruined that one girl's career this weekend.
Oh, yeah. He's like, what did he say?
He got to ask a question about white supremacy.
Yeah, and he wouldn't say, I condemn it. And he's like, we know what you're going to say, and you're going to print. He doesn't denounce white supremacy because you asked a stupid question.
Yes.
Oh, God.
He's like, he's going on about it. Like, of course you're going to ask that question. It's a sensational question based on nothing, right? He's going off on her. He's the media will have you believe that white supremacy is the biggest threat to democracy, right?
I mean, they've been piping that up for years now.
The report that came out this week was that the military it's embedded with white supremacists
or extremists.
Extremists.
Yeah.
And then you look at like, all right, well, it's Joint Chief. Oh, that guy. Who's Secretary of State? Oh, that black guy. Who's Secretary of State? I mean, Secretary of Defense. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just nonsense. What's his face? Alan West.
Oh.
Yeah, the black guy.
Mm-hmm.
Republican. General. Went to the top of the.
Mm-hmm.
So white supremacist. I'm a general. I love Alan West.
I had a dream. I was a white supremacist.
Oh, his daughter's getting involved now. She's picking up the mantle. His great-granddaughter.
Really?
Or granddaughter. I'm not sure which one. Yeah. Martin Luther King's one of his relatives. It's either a granddaughter or a great-granddaughter. Said she feels the need to pick up the mantle.
Did she lose her? Does she got a brain, or is she a bird brain like Nikki Haley?
Probably bird brain, if she thinks that this is the time that she needs to rise. Because of white supremacy. All right. Like, what?
I love that how Vivek was like, hey, you had your best example of white supremacy was a person having to pay his own friggin' people to mug him while he's getting a sandwich in the middle of the night. Jesse Smollett.
All right. You brought that
That's your
up.
best friggin' example of white supremacy.
You got to invent it.
Hilarious.
I was watching this interview. This is going back a little ways. with a guy who lived through segregation down south, right? And he was like, yeah, and then the civil rights came along and they took away, we were going to be able to use the same fountain. He had some obsession with this fountain. And so he's going on about it. He's like, and then, then it passed and we're all happy and yada, yada, yada. And he's like, then the school took out the good fountain and left the bad fountain. And now there's a line in front of the bad fountain, so I can't get any water anyway. I'm like, shit.
Ooh.
And I'm like, did they do that? Did they take away fountains?
Maybe. I mean, that's about as smart as things today.
Yeah.
It's like they're adding or they're taking away bathrooms to give bathrooms to people.
Right. Sure.
That it's like
black
now
graduation.
Yeah.
Is another thing that's going on.
Oh, God.
Black safe spaces.
Let's fight racism with racism.
Yeah.
So smart.
It's fucking brilliant.
Brilliant. I mean, we just elected our first friggin' black president. You know what we should do? We should start fucking segregating again. Let's do that.
We elected him 15 years ago now.
I know. I'm just saying that race baiting son of a bitch. He started a lot of this stuff.
By the end of the next term, the kids that are voting in the next election would have grew up with a black president.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would have.
Yeah, and now it's worse than ever.
Now
Give me a fucking break.
Right. How? Right, and you'll hear some people talk about white lash or whatever. They must have voted for him. I mean, whites are the fucking majority of the country. Some must have voted for him. I did, first time.
I don't know how they're gonna let this next election go on because there's so many black people, so many Mexicans and fucking Asians that are like, we're over the Democrats. We're over it.
Well, they're not doing anything. Here's something I heard this week, again, on the news. It's a clip I caught. Somebody else was reporting on.
Brown people, yellow people.
So this woman's going on about the economy's really good. These conservatives are saying that the economy's bad, but the economy's really good, and again, crime is down. Crime's only up in the inner cities because of the economy. What the fuck did you just say? Economy's good, crime's down, but crime's up in the inner cities because of the economy.
You got dudes flying through the air.
See that?
Flying through the air.
Holy shit.
Grabbing judges by the hair because the crime's down.
That guy, I got to give him some fucking credit, man. He was wrong, first of all. But the athleticism. That dude hurled.
Yeah, he was flying. He could have, he should have been doing something better with his life.
Oh, yeah,
like
he
sports.
hurdled the desk, which was like fucking 6 feet tall. Hurdled that shit.
Oh.
He got her, too. He fucking got her.
He got a fistful of hair.
Did.
I saw.
I mean, he's going to spend the rest of his life in jail, but he got
Well,
her.
maybe he'll get the message. You're not supposed to let violent criminals back out on the street.
Right. Jesus Christ.
Maybe they're, bleeding heart is finally going to turn into bleeding scalp.
Right, bleeding scalp.
They're like, oh, shit.
I can't remember what the hell this was from. Somebody said, oh, that's what it was. It was that chick Enola Gay, whatever the hell her name is.
Enola Gay. The Harvard girl?
Yeah.
The one that didn't, she definitely didn't plagiarize anybody. It was a lack of her accrediting people. That's
the same thing.
But CNN says she wasn't accused of plagiarism. It was just sloppy accreditation.
She plagiarized people. At the end of the day, it's the same fucking thing.
Well, that's not what our dumbass
but somebody,
Democrat friends are going to believe.
Somebody wrote on Twitter, so I don't know,
Enola Gay.
Whatever her fucking name is.
Granola.
Whatever her name is.
Granola Gay. Okay.
Somebody wrote on Twitter that they got a scalp or whatever.
Yes. And CNN went wild
over it because they used the word scalp.
I fucking told Ty, I was like, we got to do a skit. Just got to do a skit with like some toothless bastard down in fucking, the South, fucking in his trailer, just sitting there blackout drunk. Going, we got a scalp. Boom, passes out drunk. Wakes up the next day, CNN. There's people online saying we have a scalp. It's like this one guy, no followers, like 2 followers. Little CNN fucking brown nosers like, look.
What killed me about it is that they were calling it another effort of the white supremacists to get rid of the Harvard thing. Here we could say they got a scalp.
Yeah,
And I'm thinking,
exactly.
the Native Americans were the ones that were scalping people. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, wasn't the whites?
Wasn't the whites? They learned that from the Native Americans. Very effective. What are you talking about?
Oh, but for real, I won. After I saw that video, I was like, where did they find it? Where did they find this? I gotta know. There's people online saying we've got a scalp. I'm like, that. Where's the source?
Yeah.
I want to know the source. I'm telling you, it's a toothless bastard down in the
is.
middle of nowhere, blackout drunk with moon pies all over his chest, smoked about fucking half of his bag of weed the night before.
Call me.
He wrote something stupid online, then passed out, woke up, CNN reporting on him.
What?
What? They didn't even call me.
Why is the FBI here?
They didn't even call me to use it. God damn it. I thought I was going to go viral.
Fucking plagiarize me. Ah, shit.
How am I going to get any of that fucking Google money?
Google money. Now, what happened at Harvard is some of their alumni, some of their big donors,
Got pissed.
and said, "We're not giving you any money if this chick's."
With this anti-Semitism you got
Yeah.
going on down there.
Yeah. Now she's still on the Harvard board. She just resigned.
She's
as
not the president.
anyway.
Yeah.
And the controversy is, we think it's still against Harvard policy to have a plagiarist on the board.
Well, the funny thing is that she's being booted because of plagiarism, not for the anti-Semitism.
No, not for the anti-Semitism. I think that's legal.
Oh,
It's frowned upon. So
it's totally legal. Yeah, but it's just it's like that wasn't the issue. It's
suddenly the Jews are whites now because of Israel somehow.
well, also where did you see the friggin'? Oh, that's what I posted on fucking line. It was an old SNL skit, and it was, maybe you've seen it the last few days, but it was the guy dropping his daughter off to college, and she's like, "See you, Dad." And he's like, "Take care, honey." And all of a sudden you hear a honk, and it's like, "That's your ride." And it's a Toyota truck full of terrorists. And she's like, "Don't worry, it's just ISIS." And he's like, looks over, she runs over to the truck, and the guy's in the back with a big machine gun. He goes, "Take care of her." And he goes, "Death to America." And that's like 3-4 years ago from SNL. And it's like, that's what they're going through now.
Yeah.
That's what they finally woke up. They're like, "Oh shit, fuck, we radicalized them a little too much.
I remember
They're turning on us."
it was just last week. I saw that meme where Hamas is taking on volunteers for suicide bombers from the LGBT community.
Jesus,
Do you always want to be a suicide bomber?
are you gay?
You want to support Hamas?
Because they want to get rid of them anyways.
Yeah.
It's like a win-win for them.
Them, yes.
The ultimate win-win from Hamas.
Yeah.
You like that to America? Are you gay? Well, come and see us.
Yeah. Hamas is fucking nuts. Like, they replaced the PLO, and the PLO was a terrorist organization that was willing to live next to Jews. But Hamas is not. They're not willing to live next to Jews. They don't want any Jews.
Well, a lot of people also are saying, like, Israel basically made Hamas, right? Is that true? More or less funded them.
I don't know about that part. I can say there wasn't an irredentist movement to take back Israel before Israel existed. So
Right.
that would make kind of sense, but that's stupid. That's like,
It's kind of like, what came first, the chicken or the
Yeah.
egg? Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Without Zionists, you can say there was no Hamas.
You could say that.
Yeah.
They could go without Nazis, there'd be no Hamas. Or Jews. But, like,
Well,
because of the Holocaust, a lot of Jews moved out of Europe and wanted to go somewhere where they felt safe.
mm-hmm.
And they wanted their homeland, allegedly homeland, whatever you want to call it, back. Anyway, they're there now with guns and
And big sticks.
and big sticks, so they're going to be there for a while. And it'd probably be less violent to try to not move them, whatever. And they accept me. They might.
Well, that's the thing. It's it's really a thing that's been going on for a long time that I have nothing to do with. Thousands of years.
Yeah, thousands of years. Still.
And what's this old terminology like when you're voting for people, the lesser of two evils? I'm pretty sure the lesser of two's the one that doesn't want to kill you because you're an infidel.
Yeah, that one. That's the one back.
I think that's the lesser of the two evils.
That's the less one. Yeah, that's the evil one.
Death to America.
Yeah, those people.
I don't want that person
No.
over the other person that's like, I just, want you to buy a lot of shit from me and I want to control your money.
Yeah. Go ahead. Pay me.
Yep.
Ah, Jesus. What else we got going on?
I really like money.
Yeah.
You, not so much, but whatever, go do some work.
So is that reparations thing still happening in New York? Is that still going on?
She's pushing for that board. Yeah.
We're going to go broke.
Yeah. I mean, I want to know how I'm going to get a piece of that.
Why would you get a piece?
I don't know. I just want some. Oh, God. We just got to start identifying.
As what? Black?
Yeah.
Can you do that?
I mean, what Rachel Zalazar or whatever did.
That's true. I am black. I am very black. That's
right?
like,
Zalazar, something like that.
Right.
Curled her hair, got some makeup or big, nice tan. Started saying she was black.
I mean, that's like that chick Allison from fucking Woodstock that married the lieutenant governor there, Anthony Delgado. So her mom owns the
You were told this story. What's the point again, though? She identifies as something.
Well, anyway, she was raised in Woodstock, right? And she's black, and her parents are Jewish. They own the liquor store here in town.
She's an anti-Semite.
Up by the pizza place, right?
Her parents are Jewish, and she's an anti-Semite.
And I knew her. I didn't know her well, right? But it was pretty clear to me she was black.
Allegedly.
At least partially black or whatever. And never mentioned it because why the fuck would I? Didn't come up in conversation.
Well, once again, we get back to our LGBTQ plus. I don't need validation from you for what I am.
Right. And so she made a movie where she exposes her mother's affair with a black guy, and it's called Little White Lie.
Nice play on words.
Yeah, the thing is though, she's Jewish, not white. Her parents are Jewish. They identify as Jewish. They are Jewish people. They are not Caucasians. And
so what should have been titled?
Little Jewish Lie?
Little Jew Lie.
Yeah. I mean, the Jewish people lied to her.
Yeah.
But
Not a white
changed-
one.
Not a white one, but she made it about that, even though it wasn't about that.
Okay. So she identified as white.
No. She identified as Jewish. She just put that white part in there.
It gets complicated.
She put the white part in there just to be...
So do you recommend the movie?
No, it sucked.
There we go. Don't watch the movie.
Fucking sucked. It's her just bullshitting the whole time.
2 thumbs down.
Yeah. And she's angry. Like, first of all, who the fuck does that to their parents?
Not anybody that's like get, I would say, dignity.
Yeah, or a Christian who wants to honor their parents. That doesn't mean you have to love them. It just means you gotta
Well,
honor
I believe that's part. I mean, that is a good value to have, and wherever it comes from, respect your elders.
Sure.
Not even, honor them. Just respect them.
That's what the Bible says, honor, so that's what I do.
Yeah.
But she outs her mom's affair from like fucking 20 years ago or whatever, 20, 30
Right.
years ago now, I guess, more. Almost, I guess.
You
actually,
know
she's closer to
I
us.
know who does that. Narcissist.
Yes.
A
Yes.
narcissist.
Like, what the fuck are you doing this for? Is your story so important that your mom has to suffer and look bad and get called a whore across the internet? Like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah, if you look in the comments, like
It's not good.
No, I know that woman. She was a supporter of my band, Asunta. Shout out to you.
Very sweet.
Yeah, she's a sweet lady.
Yeah.
She's old.
Right. Well, old people are sweet
Usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's another case where like there's just deflection that has nothing to do with nothing. Trump was mentioned in the fucking Epstein file.
It's just young people being angry because they're fucking
stupid.
They got their fucking short and curlies tied up into a knot because I'm angry at the world. The world, we need revolution. It's like,
you don't really need revolution.
You know what? You need modern times like America has had through the 80s and 90s. It's really good. It's really good for you if you're in America.
Yeah, it's good.
You should want to keep it going.
Keep it going. Let's keep this record.
Keep spreading it around the world. Let's not just give it away.
I don't know about spreading it. Let's keep it for ourselves.
Well, if you don't want it, you don't need it.
I need it.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you're a Chinese person, they got it pretty good, though, right now. They're doing okay.
I guess it depends
in what area you're in.
Yeah.
If you're in a city.
It's better than when we were kids. I know that.
Yeah.
I don't know how many lives it took to get there, but
a lot.
Probably did, right? I mean,
but also, when I was just down in, like I told you, in Panama, that's fucking... The American dream lives well in Panama.
I'm sure it does.
I went down there and the mall was it was like walking into fucking Shangri-La.
Right.
And every big brand you can think of is there, pushing it hard.
I
with
bet they
fucking every sneaker and shoe and t-shirt and pair of pants.
Yeah.
Skateboards and fucking dirt bikes. And you're like, why isn't... Where is this up in the States?
Right.
It's gone.
It's gone. Nicaragua is trying to work a deal with China to build another canal for some reason. So they don't have to go through the Panama Canal. Argentina, you're not getting the Falkland Islands back. I'm sorry.
The new president down there is fucking some shit up. He's doing pretty good.
He is, but he wants these islands back. Now the thing
Barney says you can't have them.
Yeah, it's already done deal. All right, so these islands
You're not falking around.
They sit at the Drake Pass, which is like in between like the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. All right. You either got to go around North America through one of the canals or Panama, or around Argentina and Chile and Falkland Islands.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Falkland Islands belong to the British. They're a core Western ally, all right? Highly advanced military, even though they've been in a little bit of a slump lately and have, lower numbers, don't have quite the funding that they used to. Nonetheless, I am not trusting Argentina to detect Chinese subs passing between Atlantic and fucking Pacific Oceans. I need the British there to do that. And we had this thing called the Monroe Doctrine that was written by James Monroe.
I do not trust them Argentinian military people. I think they might take a little of this under the table.
They might, just to look the other way, right?
Brits, I'm pretty sure they'll
sink it.
They'll dot the I and cross the T.
Yeah, they're gonna. Right. So we have this thing called the Monroe Doctrine, which was, passed by James Monroe. It was what his doctrine, where basically it says any old world power that messes with a new world nation declares war on the U.S. Right.
Okay.
In the 80s, the Argentinians took back the Falkland Islands. And Margaret Thatcher came over here and said, Ronnie, can I go take back the Falklands? And he was like, fuck yeah, you better. And then it was decided that that was UK territory from there on in, right? We're not going to redecide, nah, let's give that back to Argentina.
How do you feel about that? I was a little confused about this when I went down there. Jimmy Carter giving back the canal to the fucking...
It was a lease, is from what I understood. Right.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure.
I don't think it was a lease. I think he just gave it back to them to put in their control as a gesture of goodwill.
Well, we ended up back there in the 80s in force. So what happened in Panama?
Well, we built the damn thing.
Was that Noriega or was that Nicaragua? Yeah, we built the damn thing.
Yeah. On someone else's land, of course, and you're right. There was probably supposed to be leased, and then we just give it away. But that's like, why can't they do that with their own people? It's like they were supposed to do that with the New York State Thruway. So you take the tolls off in 94, 95 or something like that. And
Tolls are still there. The jobs are gone, though, now. That's what's
Yeah,
going on
yeah.
now. Now it's cheaper for them to collect fucking taxes.
Like, yeah, well, you know what? We'll give the Panamanian, we'll build it for him and give it to him. People in New York can go fuck themselves.
Go fuck yourselves in the throughway bit. Yeah.
You build it, you pay for it, and now we're going to charge you for the rest of your life.
I mean, it's one of those things. We lost the fucking commuter trains on this side of the river because of that.
Oh, because of the throughway?
Yeah.
That's why they took them out?
Yeah.
Weird.
Why? What was the need? Now you could just drive your car down there. I mean, you could on Route 9W anyway.
Yeah.
That's a long ways. You ever go through 9W that way?
The long way?
Yeah, it's
I
south.
like it.
I like it's a lot of little
It's fun.
towns and shit.
Yeah, it's fun.
But yeah, I believe that's what led to the commuter train being taken off the side of the river.
So, anyways, the Argentinian, the Falkland Islands.
They want the Falkland Islands back.
Fuck no.
No, you're not getting it back.
Not getting them.
No, I can't trust you enough.
Well, he did. I think he is going to turn Argentinian currency into the American dollar.
That's great. That doesn't make him.
It's like, that's great. I don't care. You're not
You
getting the
can't sink a
islands.
Chinese sub, so
You can't sink a Chinese sub, so no.
so what's the point?
I don't care how many dollars you use.
Right. Until you start sinking those subs,
Oh, God.
until you have those capabilities, it's a no.
Holy
So
shit.
either start buying some U.S. fucking military gear, or
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
we don't trust you. I'm sorry. UK's kind of proven itself as an ally over the years.
With those capabilities.
Yeah, with those capabilities.
They have the capability.
They can detect it, they can monitor it, they can sink it, they'll report on it. I don't know if you could do those 4 things.
All right. Well, let's see. What else? What else you got this week? Earlier.
Let's see. Let me look through the.
What do we got next week? We got anything coming up?
January 13th.
January 6th.
That's today.
January 6th.
Yeah. What do we got?
What I saw that Ray Epps got 6 months. Did he?
Did he? I heard he was underneath investigation.
I don't. Well, I'd have to look back into that. I heard somewhere that he got 6 months, and that was. And then Biden's like out there cheerleading that there's people in jail still from fucking January 6th. He's all stoked on it. He's like using it as a fucking campaign. Fucking
Biden is, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole video is January 6th.
Yeah.
The whole advertisement's from January 6th.
Wow. Yeah.
And there's nothing else in there. And it's just Trump is bad. I don't
Our
have any-
democracy's gonna fucking go up in smoke if you don't vote for me. You ain't black.
Yeah. It's fucking stupid.
You don't vote for me. You ain't black. Biden. You ain't black.
You ain't black.
Biden. I saw Charlemagne the God says he isn't going to vote for Biden.
He did say that.
Good for him.
He got ridiculed for even fucking.
Yeah, opening his mouth. They're like, that guy, he's a piece of shit. Now he's a piece of shit because he said he ain't going to vote for Biden.
He went within the minute Biden told him he wasn't black. If he didn't vote for him, people went off on him. Like,
Well, I mean, a lot of black people lost a lot of respect for him.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got the shooter guy. Alex Stein's become bisexual because he wants to be like Pete Buttigieg.
Oh my God! I haven't followed Stein in a
Oh,
while.
dude, he met before some committee, and he said, Pete Buttigieg's the best, defense. Not what is it?
He's
Secretary of Transportation because he's a homosexual. that was his credentials.
Oh God! Well, that was like the one guy tweeting. He's like, "The next president of Harvard must be a black woman." And it's like, and this guy,
why?
and I think the Hodge twins tweeted underneath him or replied, or like, "How about we just make it, the person that's best at the job?"
Yeah, might be a black woman, could be.
Yeah, we just hire the person that's best at the job. Got a good show for you.
Damn good show.
Those guys are the fucking worst, dude.
They're funny.
They use some of the worst fucking like slang.
Oh yeah,
as far as like with the LGBTQs and stuff like that, like it look like you're gonna get sucked off.
They say some shit that nobody else can get away with.
It's like I've been sucked off by a girl that looked like that before. It's like, no, come on, get out of here. They're fucking hilarious. Yeah, talking about some sanctimonious men. There we go. They're pretty good.
Campus Reform, which is a channel on YouTube. They went around asking people if they thought that whether colleges should have admission rules for minorities, right? Basically affirmative action, right?
Uh-huh.
And they're all like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we need to have those people here because, otherwise they won't get in and all this stuff. So we need to have a quota for races inside the school. If they're 33% of the population, should make 33% of the school. And so they all say this. And then she shows them, now does this apply to sports? Like, should the defensive line of your team here at Florida State, should they also be? Because if you look at them, they're all black. So maybe we should get some Hispanics and short white women in here.
I think, isn't that what Elon did to the Mavs owner?
Yes, he did. Yes.
Fucking, what's it? Cuban? Mark Cuban?
Mark Cuban said something stupid about diversity on fucking thing and how it's our strength and all this other shit, which, sure, to some extent, it is a strength.
And Elon, what did he say? He said, you should.
I can't wait to see short white women.
No,
Asian women on the Mavs.
5'3" Asian women on the Mavs.
Yes.
Lineup. Starting lineup. I was like, yeah, that's what we're talking about. The same with the Writers Actors Guild, or the Writers Guild of America, the WGA, on Film Threat with the fuck. Why am I blanking on his name right now? Fucking Mark, fucking or Mike, Mark, blah, blah, whatever. He was on Attack of the Show. But he got a thing from the Writers Guild of America. Somebody sent them one of these things that they're handing out now, and it's like, they want to know their pronouns, how old they are, what race they are. There's like all the boxes.
Really?
For like signing up for the guild and paying your dues.
Is this happening in America?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
The Writers Guild of America.
That's not right.
They want to know all your boxes so they can like pick who's getting what gigs. It's like, oh, you're a white male over 40? Well, you don't get to work.
Exactly.
We don't like what you have to say.
Exactly.
You're a sanctimonious American man.
Pimp with a Rambo knife walks up on a dude with a gun and gets blasted. I was reported by Salty Cracker. There was a pimp who's trying to, I don't know what he's trying to do, but he comes up to this guy with a knife and he gets shot. He gets shot. It's fucking dumb.
That was another one of fucking the jokes from his special the other night, Chappelle.
Was it?
He's like, he had a gun that, or he had a knife that identified as a gun. Because the guy had it was a gun shaped thing, but when you pulled the trigger, a knife came out the thing. So it was like a little fake stupid weapon. But he's like, everybody thought he had a gun and was kicking the shit out of him. He had it, but he had a knife that identified as a gun.
All right, yeah, so Trump's back on in Colorado.
Yeah, but the being like having to check all your what you are to get a job anymore, your pronouns and your age and your race and everything like that. It's like, well, what does that have to do with being a good writer?
I don't know. Years ago, people used to talk to me about that, and I didn't get it. And now I get it.
What?
I just remember, like, talking about politics and somebody saying, all right, well, are all the box checked now? Can we move on? I'm like, huh?
Right.
Now I get it, though.
Yeah. Are all the boxes checked? Can we move on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were talking about intersectionality and fucking how it's...
I mean, I could see how, like, that would help if you're trying to write a story for, it could help. It could help in some way, but it's not going to be used in that way. It's going to be used in a different way.
Right.
And it's going to be used for fucking DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And it's going to fucking make movies worse, and it's going to make stories fucking shit because the people that they, pick are inexperienced fucking writers who have bought into this mind control, which is a test. Like I said, it's a test to let people know whether you are willing to go with a new world order,
Right.
More or less.
More or less. I saw a BBC report about American accents. It was pretty interesting. They got some of them right. They even brought in the native accent, which was spot on. Sometimes called the res accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked it out.
Smoked a pinner over there.
I was like, that's the fucking res accent. But other ones they got so wrong that people are like, has anybody in the BBC even been to America? Like, so apparently here we talk like Thorsten Howe on Jürgen John, lovey. That's the accent here. It's the
Well, are they saying in California maybe?
no, it is here. The pin was directly over Woodstock. And I'm
In
like,
Woodstock, we talk like this, darling.
yeah, and I always thought that was
Thurston Howell?
yeah, I always thought that was like Connecticut knees, right?
I would think so. It's more kind of like around the fucking
Westchester, maybe.
the Ivy League schools.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I'm like,
Yes,
what are we
darling.
talking about here?
Oh, Johnny, would you go and get the 1974?
Yes, exactly.
It's in the cellar.
Yeah, we don't talk like that here.
Yeah, I think I don't see how that pertains to Woodstock.
I don't see how it either. And people in the comments were like, has anybody from the BBC ever been to America? Now, some of them I thought they nailed. I thought they nailed Pittsburgh. Philadelphia didn't get, honestly. But Pittsburgh, I knew they were talking about Pittsburgh when they started talking about it.
What's the Pittsburgh accent?
They have like weird sayings like yeens,
Yunes?
yunes,
Yunes.
you's making to the store.
Yunes making it? Yeah, I guess I've heard that kind of a little bit.
I'm going to go make groceries. What?
I'm gonna make groceries.
Yeah, it's kind of southern and Midwest combined.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like that they got the res one. That's funny.
They did have the res one. And it was spot on. I got it.
Yeah. Damn dumb Indians over there.
I was surprised that there was. I always just assumed like when you guys were talking like that you guys had gone to some reservation. That's how they talked on that one.
No, it's just from hearing your relatives from
Yeah,
and
it's
you're
all
like,
over the U.S.
Jesus, what is that? It's gonna take the boat down there and
Yes, there.
go get myself a dog.
There was mentioned on there.
Yeah. Holy cots. Holy cow. Yeah, holy cow.
I never
Yeah,
saw
big old
cats.
W. Yeah, cats and cows. Oh, wow. Wow, that's really interesting there.
Really interested in there, huh? Yeah,
Gonna
there.
go get my beads and maybe make some craft. Got a show this weekend.
Star Wars is done because of the new fucking director.
What is done? Star Wars. Well, they got another woke idiot that really hasn't fucking directed anything as far as a big budget movie.
Yes.
And they got her in interviews saying how much she dislikes men and wants to make them squirm.
She loves to make the men uncomfortable, she said.
Yeah, make men uncomfortable in my stories. That's what it's it's like, yeah, okay. Well, you think that's gonna sell tickets?
Who the fuck thinks like that?
Who's gonna sell tickets?
I'm gonna write a story, and it's gonna
I'll
make
tell you
these
who.
people uncomfortable. That's my goal.
A narcissist.
Yeah, dude. Who the fuck does that?
A narcissist.
You think I'd be out there writing stories trying to make people uncomfortable? I'd be dead in fucking sight of here.
Maybe we should make I mean, what we're doing right now is we're trying to make people squeal, I guess. We're not trying to make them squeal. We just make them squeal. I think that's the difference.
Here's something that came out last week. So at a mall in Miami.
A Miami Mall.
Miami Mall. There might be more than one. I'm not sure. There was a reported fight, right? And
Equal rights.
no, this is going to take a really fucked up turn.
Okay.
And so the cops show up. 75 police officers show up.
70.
Cars.
cars.
75 police cars.
That's a fuck ton. That's like a
fuck ton of police.
what the? That's a small army of police.
Yes. And I watched
It's a Terminator movie.
I watched. He was in fucking Die Hard too. I didn't realize that.
Who?
Fucking metal Terminator that morphs.
Oh yeah, no, he wasn't.
Yes, he is.
Oh, what was he? He was in one of the. He wasn't the main bad guy. He was in the background. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
he was in the background.
Yeah. Mhm.
Anyway, so I watched the interviews from this event, and the call was about a active shooting or whatever.
Active shooting.
And the people in the video were like, there was a being there that was 12 feet tall that was morphing and moving, like teleporting. And everyone, yeah.
How did I not hear about this?
I don't know. I was surprised it was even showing up in the places that I saw because I'm like,
70 fucking police cars in a Florida mall.
In a Florida mall.
With a being warping around.
That's what the witnesses said. Where did I catch it on? Hold on.
Okay, people, we're going to have to really dig into this one. This one sounds a little bit too weird. It's a little Las Vegas-y. We got there's a 12-foot guy in the backyard over there. And
I saw a video of the being, and it does look like a being, but you can't fucking tell.
He was just morphing all around out there.
Yes.
Morphing from one side to the next.
Let me see if I can find it again. Yeah, that blew my mind. I'm like, what? And I remember, like, the sources that were reporting on it was like, this is way out of there.
This is the past 2 days, you're saying? Past week?
Yeah, in the past week.
I didn't see nothing about this. And was it on BitChute? I didn't see anything on BitChute.
No, I saw it on YouTube.
Psyop.
I'm going to find it right now.
Psyop. Say it with me, kids. No. It's a psyop.
Now I can't find it, of course.
Well, I'm going to dig in. I'm going to dig in later tonight. I'm going to go fucking dive in for this.
Hold on. Alien Miami Mall. I should come up after that. I might have to go to the DuckDuckGo.
Miami Mall.
The whole story just was like, what the fuck are they talking about?
And you saw eyewitness reports.
Yes. Alien Miami Mall footage. Rumors of a 10-foot alien at the Miami Mall circulate online 1 day ago. Aliens invading Miami, ruining rumors after teen fight prompted Miami Police Department statement. Miami police respond to a 10-foot tall alien.
You don't hear that one every day.
All right, the New York Post covered it. Miami cops shot down rumors of 10-foot tall alien at shopping mall.
It was a weather balloon.
It was a weather alien. It was a mystery shopper.
It was a weather balloon. Look, here, see, it's tinfoil.
There's one guy, he's like, and he's like, and there's old people moving. And he's like, and they're not like moving. They're moving in fear, right?
Wow. Yeah. I wonder if it was just a good trolling.
Who knows? But
Could have been a good trolling. That would have been sick. That's a
I
good
saw
one.
it on like a channel that normally does politics.
Mm.
I think it was Doc Rich. And I was like, what the fuck is this about? Am I in the wrong spot? Because sometimes, like, there's crossover in my interests.
Yeah.
And I get confused when they cross over. And I'm like,
you're like, why are they reporting on this shit?
Yeah, I remember I was watching something about, I thought I was getting Dungeon Master advice. And next thing I know, it's about this guy who murders people in his dungeon. I'm like, what the fuck?
You're like, I didn't read that fucking right.
It said Dungeon Master in the title, but it wasn't the kind I was talking about. So occasionally there's some crossover, right? And this was one of those times where I was like, aliens and Doc Rich, what?
Huh. What the... I was going to say something. It wasn't about aliens. It was something I saw in the news the last few days. Fuck.
It wasn't about aliens. Not the illegal kind or nothing?
It was a good point to bring up, but I forgot. You got me good with that fucking...
Trudeau still on vacation? I hear.
I haven't heard shit about Trudeau in a long time.
He's been on vacation, apparently in the Caribbean, or went on vacation. And he brought a bunch of Royal Canadian Mountie police with him. And people are bitching about that.
Just for fun.
I guess so. I don't know.
Come on, boys. We're going to the Bahamas.
I mean, we have an entire department of our government set up just to protect foreigners who come here, foreign officials.
Yeah.
So wherever he went, apparently he didn't think that they had enough security or whatever.
No. I imagine there's a lot of people that want that motherfucker dead.
Trudeau, yeah.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit. I'm hoping that Pierre Poilievre gets it next time.
Your favorite apple eating son of a bitch.
Yeah. I love that guy. He's he's French, but Quebec fucking hates him. They love Trudeau for some reason. What else we got? Haiti. We should start seeing some occupation of Haiti soon.
Did I find something? More resources of some sort?
No, it's just been planned. Haiti's been in turmoil for a few years now, run by gangs. And Biden said that we're going to go in there and take control. But an African country volunteered to do it. So I don't know why, but whatever. We're going to send them. We're going to pay to send them. I'm glad that they want to help. And I guess that starts this week. So it might get violent down there.
Violence.
I still love the Jamaican page on Next. Responded, you're making us look bad. It's just making us look bad. And it didn't say anything else, but you knew what they were talking about.
What?
There's only two majority black countries in the Western Hemisphere, Jamaica and Haiti.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're making us look bad.
Jamaican us look bad. That was funny. What else we got going on?
Let's see.
Venezuela's still talking shit. You're gonna lose Venezuela real quick if you guys decide to go in Guana.
Because they want that oil offshore.
Yeah, well, you're about to be the fucking 51st state. You just don't realize it. If you're that fucking dumb to think that we won't travel 400 miles, but we'll go halfway around the world fucking 30 years ago, but not today, you're fucking dearly mistaken.
Yeah, well, that I wouldn't put that past like power moves, world power moves, especially with the way energy is as like one of the main forces shaping the world right now. It's like, all right, we just blew up the fucking pipeline over there in Russia.
Yeah, no problem.
You know, why wouldn't we just, hey, Venezuela, you know what? You like to be a state?
You enjoy the sovereignty shit?
You want to be a state? I think you should be.
Yeah, well, they'd be back in the Stone Age if they ever put it in there. Fucking idiots. That pipeline, they're still blaming.
Oh, we got most of the people coming up, you know, caravans walking right in. So why not just make them make it all fucking America?
Make it all America. I don't know how Mexico's gonna feel about that. We had them once. We occupied Mexico City way back in the day, and we gave it back. Same thing with Montreal. Mistakes were made. What? We did. It wasn't, it wasn't the Montreal of today, but we had it. And then we got defeated at the walls of Quebec. Benedict Arnold turned around.
Quebec.
Yeah.
What's going on in football? Aaron Rodgers talking about Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel got real upset.
Yeah. But I love the one guy's response. He was like, Jimmy Kimmel comes on with this fucking idiotic fucking thing being like, you put my family in danger. It's like,
what do you
a week before you were talking about Aaron Rodgers and how crazy he is. You didn't put his family in danger?
Yeah, right. It only goes one way.
He's a tinfoil hat wearing fucking, football throwing kook.
Right. It keeps going back to this.
But it's, you put my family in danger when you talked about me.
Right. It's this whole authoritarian attitude that's
Stupid.
dominating the left.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't allowed to disagree about democracy being destroyed.
Yeah. You weren't allowed at your dinner table because you put them in danger by saying, that's we can say something, but you can't.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened at my dinner table. I knew it was going to happen, so I pretty much was like, all right, I'll go. I just volunteered right away because I knew it was a shit show and I knew they were wrong. Right? It didn't matter if I was wrong. It's just I should be allowed to say it.
Well,
I didn't think I was wrong. Yeah,
you
still,
weren't.
but nonetheless, even if I was, democracy means I should be allowed to disagree with you. And if I can't, then you're not really for democracy.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You're just full of shit. You know,
You're just right inside, all through here. You're just full of shit.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. You're just full of shit.
I don't try to silence them.
Freedom of speech, it's not absolute.
No, it's not absolute, but it's pretty damn. It should be damn close.
That's what their fucking argument is.
Oh, that's fucking a dumb argument.
Yeah. You can't scream fire in a crowded theater. Well, there's laws for that.
Yeah, there's already laws. Yeah, you can't call people to action.
Yeah,
without
there's laws for that. If you create crime, there's laws for that.
You can call people to action if there is a reason to be called to action. So you can yell fire in a crowded theater if
there's a fire.
If there's a fire.
That's the new one right there. You can't yell fire in a theater. Well, if there's a fire, you can.
You can. Yeah, you actually can.
I'm getting someone with that one. Getting someone with that one.
Yeah.
That's their favorite go-to.
Yeah.
You start talking about freedom of speech. Oh, it's not absolute, You can't yell fire in a crowded theater. Well, if there's fire, I think you'd want to.
Yeah, you can. You can't make calls to action unbiased, right? Just for no reason.
Well,
like I can't say, look out, technically when there's nothing coming. It's the same exact example, just one person. So if there was like a fly ball and you didn't see it, I could yell, look out. If there wasn't, and I make you react anyway, that's illegal.
It's not violence, though.
It's not violence, but they're calls to action nonetheless. It's calling you to do something, to act in some way.
Yeah, that's a fine line. It's a fine line because it's like, what is, if it's violent, then it's against the law, I think. If you create something that's illegal. But if it's just like you yell someone, look out, and they're just like, huh? And I pranked you. It's just a prank.
Yeah, most of the time, I would say. But, I mean, there could be situations where that has consequences, right?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's when the law comes into play.
That's when it would come into play, right?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, what's the point? I mean, bring
it's
it up.
Like bubble babies.
Hey, maybe look up. And then what?
My bubble broke.
I looked up. That was it.
My bubble. My bubble.
I had a real bad cold all week. I finally feel better today a little
bit. Really bad cold, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad cold,
You need to get some bison in you.
Yeah. Gotta make a sacrifice.
Some turtle soup.
Turtle soup.
What kind? So what did you have? Do you have the COVID?
No, I just had a nose cold all week.
That's COVID. Everything's COVID now.
That's what my mom said too.
Everything's COVID.
So I'm like, it's gotten on the COVID symbol. Finally, my aunt said he only had it one day. Talking about the fever.
Yeah.
COVID lasts more than one day. I'm like, see, it wasn't fucking COVID.
Well, that's what I was getting accused of having COVID too, and I'm like, because other people were sick, and I had like a sniffles and a headache for one day, similar to you, and they're like, we got it from you, and I'm like, you've been sick for a week and a half. I was sick for like all of 24 hours.
Yeah, so what the hell are you talking about?
Well, it must be all those nice jabs you're getting really fuck your immune system up because it ain't the cold I had.
No. Here's a story my buddy told me. So he was working up on top of this mountain out in the state park at this really big mansion, right? And he's been a handyman there for a while, right? He's been like their handyman. And he's been working there for years. And one day he comes in and he was like, oh, we got to have your proof of vaccination now. And he hears this from like the guy that runs the property, not the owner.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, oh, well, I'm not vaccinated. And he's like, all right, well, let me go talk to the owner. Right. And so the owner was like, just test him for COVID, whatever. And they had a doctor on site. Right. They were doing everybody that works at this place. And so he goes through and he gets tested and he's got COVID. And his doctor's like, oh, you got COVID. And his guy's like, weird, because I feel fine. I feel great. And he's like, are you vaccinated? And he's like, no. He's like, well, if you were vaccinated, you would have less symptoms. The guy's like, I don't feel anything now. Well, how much less can they get? What the fuck are you talking about?
That's the fucking reality right there. It's like, and your pronouns are?
Yeah.
And your pronouns are? You'd feel a lot better if they were, fucking your majesty.
Right. And it's shit like that bothers me, because it's like, I don't care if people are vaccinated or not. It doesn't bother me any. What the hell's it got to do with me? That's your choice.
Pure blood. I love when people say pure blood.
Yeah. It's your choice. But then they start getting on me because, maybe, or somebody, if they weren't vaccinated. And I'm like, well, why does it matter if they're vaccinated if you are? That's not how vaccines work. It doesn't matter. They can't affect you because you're vaccinated. Right? That's
well, that's like they've all amnesia once again, because like I saw Rachel Maddow. She told me, you get the shot, it ends there.
It ends there. That's what she said.
Can't go to anybody else. You can't get sick. It's all done. You're done. You've saved the universe.
Yes. Except she was completely wrong.
Yeah, but you can't say that fucking, or you couldn't, because you get fucking
banned from
flagged
YouTube
for false information.
Yeah.
because
this is medical advice.
He is actively trying to get us kicked off YouTube.
This is medical advice. You go in your kitchen there, you find yourself some baking soda.
you eat a whole bunch of bacon.
Eat a whole bunch of it. It make your inside smell good. Take down the smell. Your farts won't smell from there, right?
You get a whole bunch of cooking powder. Put it on some chicken wings. You just cured cancer.
Cancer cure. That's you. I was craving hot wings this week too. That cold.
Hey, nothing like good wings, man.
Especially when you're stuffed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Clear right out.
I remember one thing I used to do because of good old Spenny Myers.
Yeah.
He would be like, oh, whenever I'm stuffed up, he did a lot of stuff to get him stuffed up. So.
Sure.
He would recommend the hot and sour soup from whatever Chinese establishment was nearest. And I was like, yeah, that works good too.
It worked?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A little hot and sour every time if you get it cold, it works as well.
My problem is I like cream soups.
Like cream of broccoli?
Yeah, creamy chicken and dumpling. Cream of broccoli.
Yeah, you're a big fan.
Yeah. It's bad for a cold though. It's fucking doesn't work.
It's not recommended for the healing process.
Right. It's supposed to be clear liquid is what they say.
Yeah. Chicken soup for the soul.
Jewish penicillin. What? You can't say that now?
I don't know what you can and can't say anymore. That's the problem.
Just chicken soup. Jewish penicillin.
Okay. Good.
We're in New York. I thought you could say that.
I hope you can.
Well, that's where it happens.
It's like I watched Larry David once in a while I get stuck into like a internet loop where they're playing old like Curb fucking episodes, and I'm like, you can't even say half of this shit on anymore.
And look at Jimmy Kimmel in the Man Show.
Well, blackface alert.
I don't even care about the blackface, but
I didn't either. It was funny.
It was funny. Well, he wasn't making fun of black people. He was trying to be Karl Malone.
Yes, and I'm sure him and Carl might have even been friends.
I'm sure they were.
Yeah.
I'm sure Karl Malone thought it was funny.
But
the mailman.
The mailman.
Mailman, Karl Malone.
I mean, Howard Stern did blackface.
Did you see
Whoopi Goldberg?
What's dipshit there in basketball now?
LeBron James. He's the biggest dipshit.
God, he gave an interview this week. I speak from a very educated mind. Really? You do, huh? Because you've been reading that book for fucking 5 years. What are you talking about? And so then somebody asked him about the book that he's reading. So what do you think about it? I think he was a very smart man. Yeah, what do you think about the book, though? He was a very smart man. That's not a fucking answer about the book. That just means you think he's a smart man. What about the book?
So he didn't read the book.
No.
He just brings it around to look cool.
Yeah.
Like he's an educated man.
He speaks from a very educated mind.
I speak from a very educated mind.
That's what he said. Yes. I wasn't gonna bring it there.
China is my friend.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up. Go shake with Van Jones somewhere.
I like China.
Fucking jeez. I wish Michael Jordan was still around just so he'd shut the fuck up.
He'd be canceled.
Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be canceled today.
He liked women.
He did. His dad was killed too for some weird reason.
Yeah. Probably, who knows? He makes a lot of Nike money.
He does.
Who knows what happened? I mean, you find like these people get killed, you're like, in that world, anything could have done it,
And they don't.
I mean, think about that friggin' Dave Chappelle story. He was talking about the Russian mobsters, like, his first night.
Yeah,
and it's like, that shit's out there,
right.
People get killed when they don't pay up.
So Chappelle was telling the story about how he did this gig and he didn't get paid for it, and his
No. His handlers were supposed to pay some Russian people to not play music in their club.
Yes.
And they played the music, which ruined the last 20 minutes of his first HBO special.
Right.
And he asked them, why the fuck did they play the music? And he's like, your people didn't pay us. And when he was in the trailer, they said, oh, we paid them.
Right.
They didn't honor our contract.
Right. So he went up to go talk to these mobsters and straighten it out, and he had no fear because he thought he was in the right. And then once he realized, oh, I'm in the wrong and I'm in a bad situation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He apologized and got out of there alive, luckily.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens, though. Who knows what happened? Mike, MJ's dad, anything could have happened.
Anything could happen.
I mean, look what happened with what was that one kid that was like trying to blow the roof off of Pizzagate there? The fucking actor kid that was on Robot Chicken and fucking. He was like a Jewish fucking actor kid, been in a couple movies. And he got thrown off a fucking bridge.
Oh, you are talking about fucking
Cappy. Yeah.
Yeah. Cappy, I caught that whole thing going on pretty early. It was weird. There's some weird shit.
That was really fucking weird.
There's some weird shit with Tom Hanks and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I've never been a Tom Hanks fan because of Mazes and Monsters.
Yeah, that was some bullshit. Motherfucker just slandering D&D.
Yeah. And so Tom Hanks has this thing about taking pictures of like strange pieces of clothing or whatever.
And putting them on Twitter.
And apparently that week that happened, he took a picture down the road.
The very same road where he got found
right.
killed. Yeah.
Of a cap with the letter E on it.
That's fucking
weird.
That's like what happened with that Friends dude. He was saying like he was Batman or something, posting all these weird memes and saying how he was like probably gonna die or something.
Yeah.
I forget what it was, and then he died.
What the hell was his name?
Matthew something.
Yeah, that's it.
From Friends, Matthew. I don't fucking know.
The guy that played Chandler, right?
Chandler from fucking Friends.
From Friends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So yeah, all that stuff. Everybody's like, no, you got to be conspiracy theorists to believe that. And that's what Jimmy Kimmel wants you to believe because he goes on TV calling Aaron Rodgers a conspiracy theorist. You think people are your fucking Epstein list? What a conspiracy theorist. It's like, what are you trying to hide?
Exactly. I mean, that's like Whoopi Goldberg saying she's on the second list and nobody can find this alleged second list. The second list is fake. What second list, Whoopi? What are you talking about? Like,
yeah, it's like, why would you bring up a second list when nobody's talking about this?
They're the fucking worst, The View. The nonstop propaganda from them is ridiculous. They're talking about, and there needs to be justice, for Trump for what he did. He shouldn't be allowed on the ballot because of what he did. What'd he do? He did an erection. So we don't have a government? No.
He did an erection. He said, grab him by the pussy.
They think he should be gone when he hasn't been convicted of a crime. Like, they're already made their mind up.
Yeah, I know. They're trying to, say it was an insurrection. And it's like, I don't believe that. So why the fuck do you get to make the definition of what an insurrection is?
Why do you get to, when the shaman's asking if he can go in this room?
And the people are opening the doors for him. And there ain't no guns. The only person died was a woman, poor Ashley Babbitt. There was fucking pipe bombs down the road found by the FBI, but they didn't really want to fucking get into it because they realized they fucked up their whole fucking setup. Fucking whatever they were trying to pull off, it didn't work out.
Right.
There's so many, Ray Epps fucking telling people to go in, agitators everywhere. The fucking head of the FBI won't say whether they did or did not have agents on the ground. It's like, well, that should just be a no.
And Rand Paul just brought this all up in the Senate, right? So we'll see if anything happens from it. He just, basically said that the Democrats plan this.
Good. Finally, somebody said it. I mean, it's pretty. Nancy Pelosi fucking
has her daughter there with the fucking
camera, and she's in charge of trying to get the, or of the police and
security.
And the chief of this Capitol Police says he couldn't get her on the phone for fucking 2 hours, and then just made the call to do it, and then he's put on fucking paid leave, and he's under house arrest for 8 or 9 months, not being able to talk to the press.
That's
insane.
Insane. Like there's some people you get gag orders, right? Like Ted Bundy had a gag order. All right, that's fair. Ted Bundy, sure, don't talk about your fucking case in public.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't really affect them, only affects the victims.
Yeah. Well, why about
why the Capitol Police?
An insurrection.
The Capitol Police guy is an insurrectionist.
He should be the one telling you the story about how horrible it was.
Yes, not you the other way around.
Yeah. And I think he's pretty much come out and said more or less it was no way in any form an insurrection.
Right.
And they don't want that.
Right. I didn't know what to think for a day or so.
I'm a conspiracy theorist from way back, yo. So when I saw Alex saying, we're going to Mars peaceful, we're going to, and then he's like, I'm out of here. They got fucking agitators.
He
fucking,
did say that.
He's like, it's a setup. Let's go.
He did say that.
He's like, it's a fucking setup. Let's get out of here. And that's what I saw. You see all these fucking clearly either Antifa or BLM plants. There was people within the next few days. You saw videos of people they were putting on Trump clothes over top of they had them in bags and they were putting them on
top.
And the same fucking people were the ones shaking and rattling the cages.
I mean,
and it was the only two places that it was staged like that. There happened to be cameras.
Right.
So
that's bullshit.
To me, it was I saw plenty of agitation.
Yeah, there's plenty. I mean, it's like Jamie Raskin. What's his name? Fucking the guy just kind of investigated.
Epps?
Yeah, leave Ray Epps alone. Whoever.
What did he ever do to you?
Whoever he is. We want to bring everybody else in who was there though and arrest them and ruin their lives. But that guy.
But this Republican, I really like.
It's like,
Ray
shut
Epps?
the fuck up.
Yeah, every other Republican in the world, you want to fucking anally fucking intrude. But this guy, what'd he ever do to you?
Shut the fuck up.
Leave Ray Epps alone.
You're such
Just
a
leave him
fake
alone.
piece of shit.
Rapskin or Raskin,
He's
whatever.
such a piece of shit.
Little pirate boy.
And you got the other little faggot there. What the hell's his name there?
Schiff.
Yeah.
Adam Shifty
Stowell or whatever fucking.
Fartwell. Yeah,
Fartwell,
Eric Stowell.
Who's the Republican guy that fucking switched sides?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
He was the patriot. He served for the country, but then he started claiming that January 6th was an insurrection.
You talking with the friggin' eye patch guy?
No, not him.
But anyways,
Yeah.
Jamie Rapkin is Raskin.
Oh, shut him the fuck up.
Leave Ray Epps alone.
I would pay to slap him.
They make a ride. Yeah, fucking slap Raskin ride.
$200 up to
$200, slap Raskin. You got to be this tall to ride.
I'm in. I want to come on 5 times.
I'll take 3.
Exactly. I'm about to take a loan out for this, but who cares? I mean, same thing with fucking Shift. Right? He's a scumbag.
Oh, what I know. These people.
Fartwell's the same way.
That was a fucking ripper, dude. That was a ripper. He really let it go.
At least Pelosi, you could see she's getting something out of it. I don't know what the fuck these people are getting out of it.
I mean, that's the horrible part. It's like they're getting the littlest amount of fucking scraping by in America you can get. It's like you're not even ballers. You're just fucking little fucking maggots on the face. Ugh, maggots.
Yeah.
On the
That's like that.
political ass. Of
I ran for three reasons. I wanted to save America, unite the country, and I wanted to get rid of all the MAGA extremists. What the fuck you mean unite the country and MAGA extremists? How the fuck you fit that one sentence?
Oh, God. And the fact of the matter is that people just don't understand. Like, a lot of the MAGA extremists are just fucking the same, a couple million of them that voted for Obama. They're just sick of everything. Mm-hmm. There are also millions of black and brown and yellow people that are just fucking have finally been
waking up,
broken by the Democratic Party for like being like, look, no, you should let your kids chop their dicks off.
That's totally fine. It's gonna be fine.
Just let them chop their dicks off.
Let them do it. Come on.
Come on. Just let them do it. Oh, God.
Come on, you already failed as a parent.
It's the dumbest fucking demographic to go after. Like fucking, Latino people. Be like, oh, yeah, you know what? Just, let's fucking just, let's just let your kids not grow up to be men and women.
Yeah, just let them not reproduce ever, so you never have grandchildren.
Yeah, the thing you love most about, family, being a friggin',
make sure that doesn't happen.
let's just stop that. Let's get rid of your families. I mean, what's the Fast and Furious gonna do then? Who's gonna watch their movies?
I don't know. Oh, God, fucking. I made an absolutely useless realization about your niece the other day.
What?
That she's likely named after a town in New York.
Oh, Verona?
Yeah.
Well, my dad was Vernon, so it was like he was probably named after a mountain. So it was like, and she was named to be similar to his name. So it was like probably a little dual usage.
Okay.
It wasn't just from that town. It was to honor the old man as well.
I see. Because I was looking at a map and I was like, there's Verona, New York, right next to Oneida. Is that what she's named after?
It was just like, it was in the psyche, and it was like, well, yeah, that's a beautiful name, and it's like Vernon. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is like Vern. I never called him Vern.
But yeah, I mean, I imagine he was named after Mount Vernon or something in the vicinity. There's also, I think, a Vernon, New York up there as well. I'm not sure.
It probably is.
But
just something I picked up the other day when I was looking at a map. I thought maybe Verona was named after the town.
I don't think. Yeah, it wasn't specifically after the town.
It's just coincidence.
Yeah, yeah, it was. The town's got the best V girl name, and the closest to Vernon.
Yeah. All right. And it's next to Oneida,
which is probably had a little extra.
Right. Yeah, that's all the realizations I made this week. I think.
Realization. I want to know why. How come consciousness isn't affected by gravity, or is it?
Could be.
That was what I was thinking about.
I mean, consciousness has to be like an energy of some sort, right? I mean.
Yeah. Hence, you'd think space-time affects it in some way.
In some way. It does everything else.
Right. So why would gravity must in some way as well?
You got a good point, because all the electricity on Earth's affected by fucking gravity to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's a good question.
That's what I think about when I'm in the shower.
Is it? Yeah. I don't know. That's a good
gravity
question.
doesn't affect my consciousness, or maybe it is. I just don't know how and feel it. I need to learn how to feel that shit.
Maybe it is. I mean, I've often thought like maybe aliens just live in space. They don't have like a home planet. They've just been living in space because it's easier to survive there. Less diseases in space.
There was a really good Y-Files last night. Did you watch?
Was that last night?
Yeah, it was, or 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago, I saw it. Yeah.
That got me thinking like maybe the fucking simulation is real, and those are all just like the generator points to create the fabrics to make us think we're in this little bullshit reality.
So if you didn't watch the Y-Files, I recommend it. This particular episode was about psychics who accidentally detected alien bases, right?
In Alaska and or around the world.
Spain,
Part of the Stargate program.
Yes.
I remember I had that book. I was reading a book on remote viewing back in high school.
Right.
And I think I lent it to you at one point.
Yeah, it was Neo something.
That's right.
The title was Neo something. I remember. It was like
It was about a guy that was in the Stargate project.
Yeah. It wasn't set up like a book though with a binding. It had like a 3-ring thing or something.
No, this might be a different one. No, I did have the other book that was a regular. I still have it, but it was about the guy. You know, he claimed to remote view the fucking Ark of the Covenant and some other bullshit.
Yes.
You know.
So for you don't know that the story goes is that we caught wind that the Soviets were doing psychic programs, so we started our own, and then the Soviets caught wind that we were doing a psychic program, so they started their own. The story is that nobody was really doing a psychic program. Everybody just else thought they were, so they started their own.
Yeah.
But then they started to get viable leads from it, right? And so they, Men Who Stare at Goats is partially based off.
Great movie.
It is a great movie. Where they had these psychic spies that were detecting where submarine bases were and launch sites and, projects that the Soviets were working on, and they were accidentally finding alien bases amongst it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good show, I thought,
Good episode.
Yeah.
Check out the Y Files from last Thursday night.
Get yourself a plushy hecklefish.
Oh yeah, Hucklefish had some good ones. What was it? Fucking something fucking mountain or Haynes?
What was he saying?
Mount fucking Haynes or something
Yeah.
like that.
Motherfucking Mount Haynes.
Motherfucking Mount Haynes. That was pretty funny.
Now, allegedly, this mountain is in the middle of the Alaskan Triangle, where people go missing, and
That was a big number.
that was an absurd amount of people went missing in that. I thought that too. I was like, that's like almost like 0.5% of fucking Alaska. Like
It was like 40,000 people,
it was
37 a year,
something like that,
or
yeah.
3,007 a year.
Either way, it was a lot of people.
And I was like, and the next state under it was something like 45 people or
Yeah,
something.
it was Hawaii. It was. And then I'm wondering, how the fuck do you get lost in Hawaii?
Surfing.
I guess so. You get
Maybe,
lost in the
yeah.
ocean. All right, that would make sense.
But I was like, that's a big jump. Big jump.
Yeah,
Thousands.
huge jump.
Thousands compared to 50s.
Yeah, huge jump. It was like unbelievable. I didn't believe it. But I could see where you can get lost in Alaska. It's fucking huge.
Yeah, and die. It's
And
cold.
Well, it's cold. Yeah.
I'm fucking about to die right now.
Right. I've been lost in northern Canada before, not knowing where I am.
I've been lost in my own house.
That too.
What's going on? Where am I?
Where am I? The fuck these Canadians put out this tundra out here for?
Can't they do something about this?
I don't want to go to Barrie. That's too far. But yeah, that was a good episode. I didn't catch the ending.
They did a little debunking, and they got into the all the normal suspects that are like around the shitty like disinformation psyops. You know,
okay.
fucking
Peter Doty.
Doty was huge Doty. Yeah, he was
Miracle
all over
Men.
the
Good
fucking To the Stars, shit like that.
Academy to Stars.
Academy
That's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
He goes on stage, talking about Tom DeLonge, and he's got a guitar with Freemason fucking symbols all over it. What the fuck? When did that become rock and roll? Like, what happened there? You're a Freemason?
Oh, did you see the Freemason fucking undercover videos from a couple weeks ago?
No, what was it?
They were just showing the rituals from the death and rebirth ceremony. It was pretty stupid, but they're doing it. It's like they mock murder someone, put them in a grave.
Born again.
They go through all the whatever fucking talk they're talking, and it's supposed to represent how you're killing your old self to join the new fucking whatever order of, I don't know.
That's common though. I mean, even organized religions do that. Like Christianity does that.
Yeah, you should look it up because somebody released them and they were supposed to release more.
I'll go check that out.
Yeah, like undercover Mason videos from like last year and probably
I'll go
late
check
last
that
year.
out. I mean, it's not really any different than baptism, right? You get baptized, you get a new name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a big theatrical thing. That's all.
Or confirmation, you join the church, you confirm that you're part of the church, you take a confirmation name.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Just
I didn't take one.
theatrics.
I took one that had the same. I took Francis, which is already my middle name.
Fabulous.
So it can't be Michael Francis.
Michael Francis.
I can't do that.
Michael Double Francis Barnicott.
I don't know how Francis ended up in our family name. I don't think we're French at all, but whatever. That's one of them.
It's a good one.
Maybe
I can call you Frank.
Frank. Yeah.
Mike Frank.
Mike Frank.
Mike Frank Barn.
Frank Barnes. That's one thing that was
Frankie Barnes.
He was in Die Hard too.
Who was?
Frank Barnes. He's one of the guys that up at the control tower. He's the black guy.
That's right, Barnes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh shit, I don't remember that.
I remember Barnes. Yeah, I always liked that in that movie where it's like Barnes.
Yeah, there's a few scenes where
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta sample this. The only one to kill Barnes is Barnes. Platoon. That's another good one. Yeah.
He has lots of good samples out there.
He's gone rogue, Barnes. Mission Impossible. That's a good one. I got them all collected in my head.
Lists upon sample lists. Got too many of those myself.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
I only have the ones with my name in it.
I got something like that too. I got some good ones. Alrighty. It's too cold. We went over 2 hours. I can see my breath.
I can see his breath.
It's supposed to be snowing out. We're supposed to get a big storm.
I gotta get home. Gotta get the milk and the butter and the bread. The milk and the butter and the bread.
I gotta make sure I got milk and butter and bread.
That big storm. Gotta get the butter and bread.
Get inside. Get under the covers.
That's that comedian from Staten Island.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a real Italian guy. Going on about, I gotta get the milk, the butter, the bread. Shut the hell up already. I'm going to the store.
Well, what's coming up this week? Anything good? Dune? Well, that's like 3 months away, but that's the only good news I see.
I don't remember. I gotta go visit Chris sometime this week for his birthday. That's about all I got planned.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday, Chris.
How old are you now?
I guess he's 48, right?
You're not supposed to say that on
sorry.
here.
What everybody knew.
He's got gray hairs.
Does he? I don't even know.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I got gray hairs. You got gray hairs? Oh, you
No.
ain't got no hair at all.
I got no hair at all. None. Occasionally I'll find one in my
I'm
chest
getting a
hair.
little salt and peppery
Yeah.
up top.
I didn't really get that chance. It just left.
It ran away
It
before
ran
I
away
got to
before
see
I got to gray. It ran away.
It ran away from home before I got to see my salt and peppery ways.
Yeah, and I can't imagine like if somebody offered me hair now, I don't think I'd want it. It's too much of a pain in the ass.
It's a bit of a pain. Yeah.
Now I just shave it if I'm cold. I put a hat on. Fucking done deal.
Yeah.
I shower. Get
It's
a haircut
nice on your
sometimes.
neck in the winter sometimes.
I
though.
bet it is. I forgot all about that sensation.
Yeah, it's so nice. I mean, it's kind of like having a hoodie, but even a little extra.
Yeah, I got to go back to even feel that. I was in like 8th grade with my mullet.
I saw some spectacular mullets at the wrestling fucking tournament.
Awesome.
I'm sure I remember yours well.
Yeah, it was a good.
You
one.
had a nice mullet.
I had a nice mullet.
Barney had a pretty good mullet. He had bangs and a mullet.
Yeah, I had bangs and a mullet.
And that was when we do our little Mission Impossibles,
Yeah.
running through the stairwells during lunch.
During lunch.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun,
Speaking of
dun,
Mission
dun.
Impossible and Tom Cruise.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. What the fuck were we even doing when we did that stuff? Just
I remember
breaking the
stealing
law, breaking the
yeah,
law.
stealing the quiz. From,
You went and took a quiz.
we took a quiz. I remember.
So you could copy it and
Yeah.
fucking get good grades.
Yeah. We did a lot of bad shit. I hear about the shit that people get in trouble for today. I'd be fucking executed for some of this shit. We had a book burning party.
I wasn't part of that, but I've heard about that, and yeah.
We stole thousands and thousands of dollars worth of. We had books that piled up to the ceiling in this room
And burned them.
and burned them.
Was this from the library?
I donated my own books, but we stole books. And there was that thing of lockers next to the gymnasium there that was always empty.
Uh-huh.
Well, we bought locks, and we filled up a locker each time, and we'd put a lock on it and leave it.
Uh-huh.
And I had a composition book with the number of the locker and the combination on it.
For each locker.
For each locker. And we filled up that whole fucking thing. And then after a basketball game one night,
You ran outside with all the books?
We were getting them out, yeah. And I got caught there everybody had pretty much left. I got caught by a janitor, and he was about to look into the fucking locker, and he did something where he touched me or grabbed me or something. And I said, Michael, you're either going to go to jail for stealing all these fucking books, or you're going to fight this janitor. So I fought the janitor to get out of trouble.
And you're like, I'd rather get detention for fighting a janitor than him seeing in these goddamn lockers.
Me getting stealing $100,000 worth of books. Yeah. that was my alternative plan. And everyone was like, "Where the fuck did you go?" I'm like, I fought a janitor.
What are you go beat the fuck out of a janitor? What were you doing?
I didn't beat the fuck out of him. I was just trying to get him out of there.
Yeah.
Get the lock back on as fast as I could.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Everybody's got good stories around.
I went down to school level in like 10th grade because I was having a hard time.
You're like, fuck Regents, I'm over it. And New York and California are the only places with it anyways.
And so then they were going to move me down to school level, and I got brought into the Mr. Summers' office, the guidance counselor. And I said, well, you're going to have to take Spanish. I'm not taking Spanish. Why aren't you taking Spanish? Because I've already been in French a year, and everybody I know who speaks Spanish is a criminal. So they called my mom in.
For being a wise ass.
I was telling the truth, though.
Okay. Well, being a truthful wise ass.
Because I was a little bit of a criminal in high school. I'm still a criminal now.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom was like, well, Michael says he only knows people that speak Spanish are criminals. I believe him because he's got some fucking shady friends he shouldn't be hanging out with.
Man.
So they started a French program at school level just for me.
Yeah, that's nice of them.
3 other people signed up. So,
white privilege.
Yeah, I guess.
White power.
There was no. Not that there was no. There was very few colored people in high school.
I am joking. You're getting a call, I think.
Yeah. Leave me alone.
People need the weed.
They need the weed. You need the weed. Why don't you call right now?
Got a special.
I got a special for
you. Real good special.
That's UK cheese. Buy one, get one free.
It's good now till the 1st of next month.
It's good as long as I have this shit. I've had it 6 months already trying to get rid of it.
All righty, people. We love you. Thanks for watching, tuning in. We got a couple views tonight. A couple people are watching.
Thanks for watching. Shout out to
We need more organic views, so come on, YouTube. Just start kicking that algorithm right up the fucking wazoo.
Watch this or we'll beat the shit out of you. We'll hunt you down. We'll mug you in your sleep.
Watch my show or I'll beat the crap out of you.
I'll beat the living crap out of you.
That's how we're going to get views. We're just going to start threatening people.
Breaking into people's houses in the middle of the night. Who the fuck are you?
Why aren't you watching our show? Wop, wop, wop.
I'm sleeping. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
This is how you get views in 2024.
I'm calling the cops. Good, because they ain't watched either. We'll kick the crap out of them, too.
Yeah, they need to watch, too.
This is legal advice, just in case you're wondering.
All right, everybody. And make sure you have a good week. Stay nice and warm. Shovel that snow with a smile on your face.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we'll see you next week.
Next week.
Remember, wherever you go, there you are.
Unless you're in the Capitol building, in which case it's an insurrection.
Insurrection. There you is.